gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to Vintage Throne Stadium for season number 22 of Barrie Baycats Baseball. This afternoon's Inter-County Baseball League game features the visiting Brantford Red Sox and your Barrie Baycats. Here are this afternoon's starting lineups. First for the Red Sox. Batting first at third base, number 24, Matthew Fabian. Batting second, the shortstop, number 49, Gus Wilson. Batting third, the catcher, number 12, Jeremy Vayu. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 41, Christian Kazenka. Batting fifth at first base, number 25, Nick Burdett. Batting sixth in center field, number 20, Jesse Fishbaugh. Batting seventh in right field, number 17, Jarrett Lupton. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 11, Kieran Bowles. And batting ninth in left field, number 55, Tyler Wilson Jr. Pitching this afternoon for Brantford, number 43, Danny Garcia. And now the starting lineup for your Barrie Baycats, managed by Josh Matlow. Batting first, the left fielder, number 95, Noel McGarry-Doyle. Batting second, the center fielder, number 9, Kenny Joe. Batting third, the shortstop, number 4, Starlin Rodriguez. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 27, Ryan Rio. Batting fifth, at third base, number 26, Adam Odd. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 5, Josh Cote. Batting seventh at first base, number 33, Dom Morea. Batting eighth in right field, number 21, Charlie Iriotakis. And batting ninth at second base, number 14, Owen Jansen. Pitching this afternoon for your Baycats, number 25, Emilius Guerrero. This afternoon, the umpires for today's contest, calling the balls and strikes, we have Ben Rosen. Handling first base, Mackenzie Wright, and at third base, Preston Hughes. Fans, we ask that you please rise if you are able to, and kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
Live from Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater Township, it's intercounty baseball this afternoon. The Brantford Red Sox make their second visit of the 2023 season to do battle against the hometown Barrie Baycats. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ben Davy, along with Dylan Quinn and the rest of our Baycats TV crew. Welcome to the broadcast. 12th game of the season for the Baycats, and they are back above the 500 mark. Sustained, consistent winning is what manager Josh Matlow was looking for. So far, it's been win a couple, lose a couple. Today, Dylan, a chance for their third straight win and hopefully a chance to build some momentum, and that would be their longest win streak so far of the season if they can nail down this one here today.
Yeah, absolutely. The Baycats have been playing very well as of late, looking to extend their win streak against Brantford today. And on the hill for the Baycats, it's Emilio Guerrero. 15 innings pitched this season. He has a little bit of a high 5.4 ERA, but Guerrero, one of the best pitchers on this Baycat staff, and looking to toss a gem for them today.
As for the Red Sox, again this season, they are just trying to tread water and not fall too deep into the basement. 0-5 to start the season. They have since picked up wins against Guelph and Kitchener, but 2-10 coming into today. Really just taking it one game at a time from this point on and trying to stay competitive.
Yeah, anything can happen in any game of baseball, and it'll be interesting to see what will happen today on this beautiful day. Beautiful Saturday at Vintage Throne Stadium.
All right, let's take a look at the Red Sox lineup today. It's Matthew Fabian at third base leading off. Gus Wilson, the shortstop, bats second. Jeremy Veilleux, the veteran catcher, batting third. Christian Kuzemka, former Baycat, will face his former team for the first time. He's the DH today, batting cleanup. Nick Burdett, the first baseman, bats fifth. Jesse Fishbaum in center field bats sixth. Jake Lupton in right bats seventh. Kieran Bowles, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Tyler Wilson Jr., the left fielder, bats ninth for the Red Sox. And they will face Emilio Guerrero, getting the start today. He's gone 6 innings, his last 2 outings. Still looking for his first win of 2023, however. He has shown excellent control of the strike zone this year, but has also given up a lot of hits. And they're hoping he can go deep here this afternoon. First pitch of the ball game, misses the plate outside. We're underway on this Saturday afternoon at 4:07. Beautiful sunny sky, 23 degrees. Wind has been gusty at times. It is blowing in and slightly from right to left.
And leading off for the Brantford Red Sox is Matthew Fabian, batting .441 on the year in 34 at-bats.
Pitch from Guerrero, just missed outside, and holding back on the swing was Matthew Fabian. Count is 2-1.
Looked like a change-up there from Guerrero.
Inside, and Guerrero behind now, 3-1.
Guerrero this afternoon throwing a fastball, changeup, slider, and the occasional sinker.
Into the windup, and the 3-1 to Fabian. Called strike, and the count is full. Home plate umpire today is Ben Rosen, calling the balls and strikes. McKenzie right behind the bag at first. Preston Hughes handling duties at third. Payoff pitch from Emilio Guerrero, and it's lifted to shallow right field. Charlie Iriotakis comes in and collides with Owen Jansen, and the ball drops. Iriotakis picks it up. That's a double for Matthew Fabian, but right now the big concern is Owen Jansen, who's down on the ground and slow to get up.
Looked like Jansen and Iriotakis collided there in the outfield as both were going for the ball.
And as he receives some medical attention, let's give you the defense for the Baycats today.
In
behind starter Emilio Guerrero.
In left field is Noel McGarry-Doyle. Center field, Kanice Ejo. And in right field, Charlie Iriotakis. In third base, Adam Odd. Shortstop is Starlin Rodriguez, usually outfield, but starting at short today for the Baycats. And at second base, Owen Jansen. First base, Dom Maria. And pitching this afternoon is Emilio Guerrero to catcher Josh Cote.
I heard it too from here. I did.
I thought it was Jansen that was down, but it's not Jansen. So we'll try to... Iriotakis collided with Jansen. I thought it was Jansen that took the worst of the hit. That is newcomer number 21, Charlie Iriotakis, playing in his first game here in Barrie. Came on as a pinch runner yesterday in Hamilton, so this is his second official game. But it was Iriotakis, not Jansen, who took the worst of that collision and is receiving some medical attention down there on the field. Well, that ball really hit into a tough spot Obviously, it's the outfielder's job to call off the infielder if he's got a good read on it. We don't know who called for that ball.
Yeah, definitely a weird play. It's always hard, those little bloops, singles, or I guess doubles into that gap right between the infielder and the outfielder. You got one player running backwards, one player running forwards, and you see that play often. In the Blue Jays postseason last year, you saw Bo Bichette and George Springer collide. Similar to that play, it's one of the toughest plays in baseball, and obviously you can see why with Charlie Iriotakis down on the ground still.
Well, you never want to lose any player this early in a ball game, that's for sure, and hopefully for Charlie he's okay. Starlin Rodriguez is in at the shortstop today, but he may end up getting shifted to the outfield. We'll see what ends up happening here. The good news is Owen Jansen appears to be completely fine as he's out walking around and seems to be okay.
Yeah, you mentioned Rodriguez starting at shortstop today. Usually a right fielder, so definitely we'll look to see if he takes Iriotakis' place out there. But getting the start today at shortstop, interesting move from manager Josh Matlow.
Branfi and Fonte injured, of course, so limited options for Josh Matlow as far as outfielders go, but Iriotakis is okay. He will walk under his own strength and head to the Baycat dugout. Rodriguez is in right, so we will tell you who the new shortstop is in a moment.
Definitely a good sign to see him walk off on his own power. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him.
Hopefully an ice pack and a little bit of medical attention and he'll be just fine.
Absolutely.
So we have a runner at second and nobody out here on the top of the first inning, and Guerrero will do some stretching on the mound. Not the delay you want if you're a pitcher just trying to find your early groove in the first inning of this ball game.
And it looks like Adam Odd is going to be shifting to shortstop here. Was at third base. And Victor Plaz is taking Odd's place at third. So a little triple switch here. Starlin Rodriguez, the shortstop, goes to right field. Adam Odd, the third baseman, goes to shortstop. And Victor Plaz comes off the bench to go to third base. And we will now get back to some Baycats baseball here with a runner on second and no out in the top of the first inning.
So this is Gus Wilson, the shortstop, batting with a man in scoring position and nobody out. Shows bunt. It's right back to the mound. One play for Guerrero. And it's the first, and it's in time for the out. Runner advances 90 feet.
Both the first baseman and the third baseman were playing in on that play, maybe protecting the sacrifice bunt, and it paid off as it didn't go to either of them, but Emilio Guerrero picks it up and throws it to first for the first out of the inning. Jeremy Veilleux for the Brantford Red Sox is batting .348 on the season and 46 at-bats. 2 home runs as well.
And the count is 1-0 to Veilleux. .345 average coming into today. Righty-righty matchup. Here's Guerrero's offering. Swing and a miss. Not even
Nasty slider.
1-1.
Nasty slider there from Guerrero. He's running a fastball, changeup, and slider. Changeup looked very good in that first at-bat, and to me that's his X factor, but maybe you can mix in that slider.
Interesting strategy by the Red Sox with Wilson bunting early in this ball game. Clearly the Red Sox thinking of just getting an early lead perhaps and just getting on the board first. And a called strike makes it 2-2. This Red Sox pitching staff has given up a lot of runs, and they know the Barrie Baycats can swing the bats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Guerrero, and that one's lifted to left. It'll drop for a base hit. In to score is Matthew Faven, and the Red Sox are on the board. It's 1-0 Brantford.
Well, the sacrifice bunt pays off as that moved the runner to third and was able to score on that bloop hit into, not bloop hit, hit into left field that scores the runner. As good strategy pays off for the Red Sox.
And here's a young man who is no doubt licking his chops to get up there and face his former teammates, Christian Kuzemka, whose season has really caught fire since changing uniforms. Started the season here in Barrie, just didn't work out for him, and was moved to Brantford and has put together a couple of hot weeks. He's got the average up to .389, 2 for 5 with a run scored last night. Finds himself in the cleanup spot here for the Red Sox this afternoon. Runner leads at first. That's Vayu. Pitch from Guerrero. And it's high, and it's a 1-1 strike to Christian Kuzemka.
We see that a lot in the major leagues. Sometimes all it takes is a little change of scenery for a player to get going. And I guess that's all it took for Christian Kuzemka. As you mentioned, he's been red hot with the Brantford Red Sox this season.
And he hits this one to right field. And it will drop foul. So the at-bat will continue 1-2. You always look for a player in this situation to step up big against his former team, especially when you part ways mid-season or into the season. And that's the case here for Christian Kuzemka. Here's the pitch. Left center field, pretty deep. McGarry Doyle going back along with Ejo, and that'll drop against the warning track, and it bounces off the wall. They'll hold the runner, so it's a double for Christian Kuzemka against his former teammates.
That one will definitely feel good for Kuzemka. An off-the-wall double will bring the runner to third base and gets the Red Sox out of the forced play as one out. We'll still need at least 2 plays to get out of it. As the 5-hitter Nick Bardette, the first baseman, steps into the box. Batting .200 on the season in 35 at-bats.
On the ground to the shortstop. Adam Odd over to first for the out. Red Sox will trade an out for a run. It's 2-0 Brantford. Burdett retired 6-3. Jeremy Bayou is at the score.
Jesse Fishbaum.
Staying at second is Kuzemka, and here's Jesse Fishbaum, the 6th Red Sox to bat this inning.
Playing center field this afternoon, batting .236 on the season, is Jesse Fishbaum.
First pitch swinging, and it's handled cleanly by the second baseman, Owen Jansen. A high throws. He just lobbed that over the head of Dominic Morea. It brings in another run. Well, that'll be an unearned run. E4 to Jansen, I'm sure. Kuzemka will come in to score on the errant throw.
Little bit of a mental error from Owen Jansen at second base, as overthought the throw to first base, and that will definitely be an unearned run on that one.
Again, the middle infield now Odd at short, Jansen at second, following the injury to Charlie Iriotakis that created some shifting defensively. So the infield left to right, Plaz, Odd, Jansen, Morea. Outfield left to right, McGarry Doyle, Ejo, and Rodriguez. Oh, and 1, the count to Jake Lupton. And it's a ball and strike.
Lupton, the right fielder this afternoon, and batting .300 on the season.
Came on pinch hitting last night and got a hit off the bench for the Red Sox. Swings and he misses.
The changeup has been very good for Guerrero this afternoon. There's a nasty one there, and if he can mix that in, that's really the X factor for him, as to get hitters off balance after seeing the nasty fastball, especially at a sidearm angle. For me, that's the pitch for Guerrero. We'll see how he uses it this afternoon.
Here's the pitch. Right back to the mound. Guerrero leaves it, and the shortstop has no play. Well, by the time that ball got to Adam Odd, it just died in the grass. And in hindsight, Guerrero might have wanted to make more of an effort to field that ball.
Second baseman, number 11.
We're going to call it an infield hit. No way to charge an error on that play, but perhaps just a mental miscue by Emilio Guerrero.
Yeah, you see that a lot with those grass infielders. The ball just dies so quickly. You saw that with Adam Odd. The shortstop, it is a shortstop's ball to call off the pitcher, but a little bit of a tough play for the Baycats.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. So 8 Red Sox now to bat in this top of the first inning, and what is turning out to be a nightmarish start to this game for the Baycats. An injury, 3 runs across, and now 2 on with 2 out. 0-1 from Guerrero. Outside, 1-1. This is Guerrero's first appearance in 13 days. He's a veteran. He can handle those layoffs, but you got to wonder if maybe a little bit of rust or some cobwebs might be a bit of a factor here.
as well as the delay, which gets a pitcher off of his timing a little bit.
Although only a couple of the hits in this inning have been really hard hit balls. He got a couple of ground balls that should have been routine outs.
Yeah, it's been 2 bloop hits into the outfield. Only 1 hard hit ball that I can imagine to the double by Kuzemka. Guerrero seems to be on his game despite the 3 runs this inning.
Certainly the ball Fishbaum hit would normally be a routine out, and then the comebacker to him, which he elected to leave for his infield. 2-2 here, so Guerrero a strike away from getting his teammates off the field. 3-0 Brantford. Fishbaum at third, Lupton at first. Guerrero deals. Called strike 3. Kieran Bowles is frozen, goes down on strikes. The Red Sox score 3 on 3 hits, 2 runs earned, 1 unearned run, and they strand 2. We're through a half an inning, 3-0 Red Sox. You're watching Baycats TV.
Premier North Windows and Doors is a proud supporter of the Barrie Baycats, locally owned and operated and specializing in window replacement and door installation. Simcoe County's #1 choice for windows and doors. Classic Car Wash, customizing your car wash experience using high-quality products. Their team of experts will make sure your car is shining like new when you drive away. Give your car the VIP treatment it deserves at Classic Car Wash in Barrie. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Bottom of the first inning, and the Red Sox with a nice little 3-run lead for starter Danny Garcia as he gets ready to throw the ball here in the bottom of the first inning. For the Baycats, Noel McGarry-Doyle leads off in left field. Kenisi Joe bats second and center. Shortstop, Starlin Rodriguez now playing right field. We'll have to adjust our lineup here. Ryan Rio is the DH today. Adam Odd starting at third. He's moved over to shortstop now. Josh Cote is the catcher. Domenico Morea at first base. Charlie Iriotakis was in right field batting 8th. That will probably be swapped out for Victor Plaz. And then Owen Jansen at second base batting 9th. And they will face right-hander Danny Garcia.
And the first inning is brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, build, renovate, servicing Simcoe region for over a decade.
And a lazy fly ball is handled by Jesse Fishbaum. 1 away as we look at the defense for the Red Sox behind starter Danny Garcia.
In left field is Tyler Wilson Jr., center field Jesse Fishbaum, right field Jake Lupton, and rounding out the infield is Matthew Fabian at third, Gus Wilson at short, Kieran Bowles at second, and Nick Burdett at first base. Pitching this afternoon is Danny Garcia to catcher Jeremy Veilleux.
Kenisi Joe, one of the newest members of the Baycats, comes to the plate here with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Dylan Quinn on the microphone with me today. I'm Ben Davy. This one hit down the third base line, and it's off the glove of Matthew Fabian into foul territory. Ejo's going to try for 2. Fabian over to barehand it and has no play as he tosses it back in. An error charge to Matthew Fabian, and Ejo is at second with 1 out.
The right fielder, number 4.
It was a breaking ball by Garcia that Ejo got way out in front and hammered it to the third base line. A little bit of a weird hop that caught the third baseman in a tough jam, and Ejo will find himself on second base with 1 out in the first inning.
Hate to mention a stat like this, but it is relevant and it has to be mentioned. The Red Sox committed 9 errors in last night's game. Wilson and Lupton committed 2 each. Fishbaum, Keene, Howitt, Ramos, and Todd with the others. Not a good night defensively at all for the Red Sox, and They'll definitely be looking to clean it up here today against the Barrie Baycats, a team that can really capitalize and burn you on those extra chances. Fabian with the game's first error for Brantford here this afternoon. Pitch from Garcia, and it's down the third base line. That one's foul, though.
Stolen Rodriguez batting .414 on the year with 3 home runs and 29 at-bats. Garcia, a guy who throws a lot of breaking balls, and Starlin Rodriguez, as we know, likes to hammer those breaking balls over the wall so far this season.
Rodriguez average at .414 coming into today. High fly ball, it's out of play, foul territory, and the count is 0-2 to Starlin Rodriguez. Danny Garcia making his 3rd start of the season, 4th appearance. Last worked 1 week ago at home versus Hamilton. That was a 13-5 Red Sox loss. He took the defeat to fall to 0-2 on the season, so still looking for his first win as he steps off and looks Ejo back to second. Took the defeat to fall to 0-2. 5 earned runs in 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, and a walk. His ERA now up to 16.50, so not a good start to the season for the IBL sophomore. 0-2, inside as that brushes back Rodriguez. A ball and 2 strikes.
Only 12 innings of work for Garcia so far this year, but you mentioned that 16.5 ERA, definitely a little high. And the Baycats look to get that ERA up a little higher after today.
Tall right-hander, stands 6'2", 200. Takes his time as he looks in for the sign from his catcher, Jeremy Veilleux. To the belt. Here's the pitch. Runner does not go. Bluff to start. Gets away from the catcher. And off is Ejo, and he's up 90 feet. And now they're calling it a 3rd strike, so that's called a swing. And Rodriguez was a little slow. He didn't realize that was going to be strike 3.
Yeah, I don't think he realized he went around there, as Rodriguez, not a guy who strikes out a lot. Only 4 strikeouts on the year coming into this game. That's number 5 there on a weird play. But Ejo advances to 3rd, as any hit from Ryan Rio here will likely bring in Ejo for the Baycats' first run of the game.
So a strikeout on what will either be ruled a wild pitch or a pass ball. Runner at 3rd now for the Baycats. 2 out, and here's Ryan Rio. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it away.
Ryan Rio led the Baycats in home runs last year with 6. Still looking for his first home run of the year this year. We'll see if he can find that today at Vintage Stone Stadium.
'25-year-old Barrie native. That one in the dirt, blocked by Veilleux. And Rio with an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of breaking balls down from Garcia early. We mentioned the breaking balls, throws a curveball and a slider, along with a fastball and the occasional changeup.
And you know Cadiz Ejo is going to be on his toes for any ball that gets away like that one, but that one did not go far enough.
Definitely not. Maybe a little bit of a bluff there at 3rd base.
Anything off the catcher, especially if it goes the other direction, and Ejo is going to be streaking down that 3rd base line. As you mentioned, Garcia seems to be prone to put those breaking pitches in the dirt. We'll see how Veilleux handles that as this game unfolds. Here's the pitch. Another low one, but it catches the corner. Rio didn't like that. Looked to be low and in, but Garcia gets the call. Garcia to Rio with a 2-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Danny Garcia. The Baycats strand a runner. We're through 1. It's 3-0 Brantford. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium, everybody. I'm Julius Hern. As you may have seen or heard, Christian Kazemka is back in Barrie today, but as a member of the Brantford Red Sox. Kazemka was traded a couple weeks ago for future considerations, but has had a resurgence at the plate since going to Brantford. With Barrie, Kazemka was hitting .118 with 1 RBI in 5 games. Since being traded, he's been hitting .389 with 9 RBI and a home run in 8 games. Really looks like Kazemka's thriving after a change of scenery. Guys?
Yeah, thank you, Julius. And that's definitely one of the storylines of the game here today. Christian Kazemka's return to Barrie, and obviously he's highly motivated to do well against his former team. And there was never any question at all as far as the natural talent and the ability of Kazemka here in Barrie, but he just looked frustrated at times, wasn't able to get in any sort of groove. And so far, so good for him since joining the Red Sox. Maybe a little less pressure to earn some playing time. Seems to be doing quite well. They appealed to first. He did not go, says Mackenzie Wright.
Yeah.
Tyler Wilson Jr. at the plate.
Never a doubt with talent when it comes to Kazemka. Just the outfield in Barrie is so crowded. You got Starlin Rodriguez, Kenise Ejo, and Noel McGarry-Doyle.
Into left field.
Sometimes all you need is a change of scenery and a little bit more opportunity as Kazemka finds himself in the 4-hole and the DH in Brantford.
The third baseman, number
I'll add one more thing here, guys.
Matthew
Since
Saban.
during his time with the Baycats, you can even see it on his social media, Kazemka is really a guy that's immersed himself with the game of baseball. He's an extremely passionate guy, and he's the type of guy, he's going to find success wherever he goes.
Well, you got an outfield here of Noel McGarry-Doyle, Kenise Ejo, and Starlin Rodriguez. That's a pretty difficult outfield to try to break through and get your share of playing time. And certainly in Brantford, he's going to get more opportunities and maybe a little less pressure there for him as well.
Yeah, you mentioned the outfield, and even at DH, Ryan Rio's got that position pretty much covered, so it's tough to get playing time with an outfield as crowded and a DH as crowded as Barrie. But lots more room at the DH spot in Brantford this season.
The DH tandem of Ryan Rio and Domenico Morea and Josh Tibbetts looking for some at-bats too, the rookie here. So a lot of guys and limited opportunities here with so much talent on this Baycat club. Count here is 0-2 to leadoff man Matthew Fabian. He started the game with a double. Here's the pitch, and that one's lifted to right field. And it's going to drop in front of Starlin Rodriguez into second. And in time for the out. So they get the force out there. As Tyler Wilson wasn't really able to get a great jump off of that. Wasn't sure if Rodriguez would make the catch or not.
Shortstop number 49, Gus Wilson.
It'll go down as a fielder's choice.
Great heads-up play by Starlin Rodriguez in right. Started the game at shortstop, but moved to right field after the injury. And gunned him. Absolutely gunned him at second base. Adam Ott applies the tag. And there's your first out for the Baycats in the top of the second.
So Wilson Jr. retired 9-6 on the throw from Rodriguez. Fabian aboard on the fielder's choice. And a called strike to Gus Wilson, the shortstop.
And Ben, we were talking about in the break, but despite the 3 runs for Guerrero, he's looked great to start this game. Another not hard-hit ball there that just dropped in front of the outfielder. And the 3 runs not telling of how well Guerrero has been on the mound.
Swing
As
and
you
a
see a
miss.
nasty
Runner
slider.
goes. High throw. Tag is applied. Not in time.
Another nasty slider there by Guerrero, and the changeup and the slider have been disgusting, to say the least. Hitters have been out in front or out behind, and I expect him to progress quite well through the rest of the game.
Well, Emili's still looking for his first win of the season, and I'm sure that's not what Baycat fans expected in mid-June, but that doesn't mean he hasn't had quality starts. He's gone 6 innings in his last 2 appearances. Foul back to the screen. Count holds 0-2. His strikeout to walk ratio has been solid. Has given up a good share of hits, however, including in this ballgame here today. 5 hits for the Red Sox already. This one hits the shortstop, and Adam Odd mishandles that as it eats him up. It'll bring in another run. Crossing home plate is Matthew Fabian. It's a 4-0 Red Sox lead. 3 errors in this ball game so far, second for the Baycats. Matthew Fabian has scored twice, 4-0 Brantford.
And the error there by Adam Odd started the game at third base. Maybe not taking reps at short, and the ball looked to take a little bit of a weird hop off of the grass infield. Nonetheless, will be another unearned run for Emilio Guerrero.
In the right position, just couldn't field it cleanly. Errors have really plagued both of these teams. Brantford in particular, but now Barrie being bitten with the injury virus here in this early start to this game today. This one lined to right field. And they're going to send home Wilson. Up with the throw is Rodriguez, and in without a throw is Gus Wilson. How about this? A 5-0 Red Sox lead in the second inning. Jeremy Veilleux with the RBI.
And that will bring up the aforementioned Christian Kazemka as he steps into the right side of the batter's box, as there will be a little bit of a pitching meeting on the mound. Catcher Josh Cote and Emilio Guerrero, joined by third baseman Victor Plaz.
Wow, what a statement Kuzemka could make here with his team up early, 5-0 here in the second inning, a man on, and still only 1 out in the inning. Chance to really build a big lead here against his former club.
As we see Adam Kahn jogging down to the Baycats bullpen, starting to get loose.
Home plate umpire Ben Rosen a little slow to head out there. He's letting Josh Cote and third baseman Victor Plaz take a lot of time with Emilio Guerrero. He finally comes out. And here comes the right-hander, Christian Kuzemka. He doubled and scored in the first inning. 5-0 Red Sox. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Guerrero comes right at him with a fastball.
Kazemka, a guy with power, but when you watch his swing, it's so compact that he can really hit any ball to any part of the field. Maybe short swings it a little bit. As we saw in the first inning when he fouled some balls down the right field line. This is what makes him such a dangerous hitter, as we've seen with Brantford this season.
Yeah, really good all-around pure athlete. Here's the pitch. And this one lined over the second baseman, Owen Jansen, and it's into right field. Rounding second is Veilleux. He's into third. Head first. Ball gets away. Scooped up by Victor Plaz. Into second on the errant throw is Christian Kuzemka.
And that'll once again get rid of the forced play. Baycats will need likely 2 more plays to get out of the inning.
And a mound visit for the Baycats again. Josh Cote out. Domenico Morea will come in for this one as well. It looks like the whole infield will come in. Buy a little bit of time for Adam Kahn. Not a situation Emilio Guerrero is used to. A 5-run deficit here early in this ball game. Has had some tough breaks. The Red Sox, give them credit though. They've gotten the hits, making good contact here.
Yep, they put the balls in the right spot as only 1 ball has gone to the outfield wall. I mentioned the double by Kazemka. As all the other hits have been right in front of the outfielders. Brantford putting the balls in the right spots and cashing in runners so far this game.
Well, sometimes that's all it takes. Good contact, put the ball in play. You don't need a ton of power to manufacture runs, and that's what the Red Sox have done. They've had help from a couple of Barrie errors. Guerrero hasn't walked anybody. He's had no trouble finding the strike zone, but the Red Sox bats have gotten to him here in this ballgame.
And they're going to stick with Guerrero as Nick Burdett, the 5-hitter, steps into the left side of the batter's box. Grounded out his last at-bat.
First baseman number 25, Nick Burdett.
Guerrero, a guy he's been around this league a long time, and a veteran pitcher like him can certainly settle down after a shaky start to a ball game. So Nick Burdett, 0 for 1 today. Burdett off to an uncharacteristically slow start, hitting just 200, but had a big night, 2 for 5 with an RBI last night against Kitchener. Swing and a miss.
Uncharacteristic slow start. You mentioned that last season, batted .308 in 136 at-bats. Also had 5 home runs. Definitely a good hitter for Brantford in that 5 spot.
Fouled off, and it's 2-2.
.40th pitch of the afternoon for Guerrero, and we're only in the second inning.
Guerrero had an 8-3 record for the Guelph Royals last summer. Got into 3 playoff appearances as well. This one right up the middle, picked up by the shortstop. He has no play though, and another run scores.
That'll make it 6-0 for Brantford in the top of the second with only 1 out.
So Veilleux comes across, 3rd run of the inning for
Center
Brantford.
fielder number 20, Jesse Fishbaum.
That'll be an infield hit, I would assume, for Nick Burdett. Kuzemka now at 3rd. So runners on the corners. Still only 1 out in this inning. And he bunts it. Back to the mound. And they go to the plate. And Cote applies the tag. So they get the lead runner. Kuzemka is retired 1-2.
Great heads-up play by Guerrero to send the ball home, and Cote applies the tag. That'll keep it 6-0 for the Red Sox. Definitely saving a run and setting up the force play at 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, with 2 outs in the inning for Jarrett Lupton.
Gutsy move to come home with no force in that situation, but Guerrero saw he had Kuzemka hung out to dry. A good base runner could force a rundown in that situation and cause all kinds of chaos. We've seen it time and time again, but Kuzemka just was under the assumption that Guerrero was going to take the safe out, and he didn't. And as a result, the Baycats get the lead runner. This one lined to center field, and that will drop over the head of Owen Jansen, and rounding 3rd comes Nick Burdett. And he's in with a slide.
Another line drive hit for the Red Sox as that brings in their 7th run of the game in the second inning. And that will bring out Josh Matlow to take the ball away from Emilio Guerrero.
Burdett scores. Fishbaum to 3rd. Lupton with an RBI. And Mr. Matlow out to the hill. And Mr. Guerrero's day is done. We believe they're going to go to the bullpen. Yes, they will. Adam Kahn comes sprinting in down that right field line. We'll take a break as he warms up. The Red Sox up by 7, looking for more here in the second inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. We're back at Vintage Throne Stadium, and it's the Brantford Red Sox with a comfortable 7-0 lead early in this ball game, as the Baycats will give the ball to 21-year-old right-hander Adam Kahn.
Kahn looking at a little bit of a long relief situation this afternoon. In 3 games so far this season, has pitched 4 innings and has a 9.00 ERA.
Kahn, the Aurora native, stands 6'4", 190 pounds. Up there, first pitch swinging is Kieran Bowles. And that one will be caught by the center fielder, Kinesijo. 1 pitch, 1 out, and the Baycats are off the field. Well, that'll do it, but Brantford with 4 in the second to build a 7-0 lead through an inning and a half. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ain't going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Carrington comes in, and the
Hard body, and that's
and the score is James Anderson, and the Baycats win.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Premier North Windows and Doors is a proud supporter of the Barrie Baycats, locally owned and operated, and specializing in window replacement and door installation. Simcoe County's #1 choice for windows and doors. Classic Car Wash, customizing your car wash experience using high-quality products. Their team of experts will make sure your car is shining like new when you drive away. Give your car the VIP treatment it deserves at Classic Car Wash in Barrie.
Second tank, you want to come back with that?
Yeah. Welcome back to the second inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. The second inning brought to you by Wingin' It Restaurants, the great taste of adventure.
Danny Garcia with a long rest in the visitors' dugout. He'll come out here to work the bottom of the second inning. Baycats stranding 1 base runner in the bottom of the first, and now Adam Odd will come to the plate for the first time. Baycats with a 7-run deficit here in the bottom of the second inning. Starter Emilio Guerrero's day has come to a close after throwing 44 pitches. Swings and he misses.
Well, if
Loses the lid on that swing, 1-1.
If you're the Baycats here, the comeback has to start now. We saw Ryan Rio take aside the team and the fielders in between the break, and just bring the guys in and give them a little message to say, hey, we're still in this game, and comeback has to start right now. You're down 7. You have 8 more innings to go. That's a run an inning, gives you the lead. As you're not going to come back with 1 swing of the bat. It's going to be small ball. It's going to be a team effort, and the comeback has got to start right here, right now.
Well, this is the Inter-County Baseball League, and you do not want to take any team for granted. And you look at the Red Sox record. We mentioned it, a 2-10 start through 12 games. Not a team that on paper looks to be a powerhouse team, but when they're on fire on all cylinders, they can do some damage, and they certainly have today. As Odd lifts this one into left field. A 2-bouncer. And the Baycats get their first hit of the afternoon.
The catcher, number 5.
Great opposite field hit by Adam Odd there, as that will bring up the 6th hitter, Josh Cote, who has been just on fire to start the season for the Baycats. Batting .371 as we enter today in 35 at-bats, has 2 home runs and 9 RBIs.
And one of the most exciting things about this kid, he is just 19 years old. And what you're seeing from him already is only going to further develop and improve as he gains experience here in the IBL and perhaps beyond this level. Very promising young prospect for Josh Matlow here in his rookie Baycat season. Foul back.
And Ben, you mentioned the IBL standings earlier. As we look at it right now, we see Barrie in the 4th place with a 6-5 record, above 500, and an even run differential. And Brantford in 8th with a 2-11 record and a minus 110 run differential.
Yeah, some lopsided scores for the Red Sox. There's just no way to sugarcoat it. It's been a frustrating start to the season after starting off at 0-5. We mentioned they have picked up a couple of wins since then, but it's been a real challenge for them just to stay competitive in a lot of ball games. But then you see a game like today, they get some extra chances, a little bit of defensive help from the Baycats, and suddenly a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. This looks like a team that can get it done when given the opportunity. Good contact today off veteran Emilio Guerrero.
Well, that's just what happens in baseball, and especially in the IBL sometimes, as you never want to underestimate your opponent, as any team can win on any given day, as we can see today.
3 Baycat errors so far in this game. Cote hits this to 3rd. We go to 2nd for 1, the relay to 1st, and it's picked up in time for the double play. Fabian to Bulls to Burdett, and there's 2 down here in the 2nd.
And that will bring up the 7-hitter, Dom Moreo, as quickly 2 outs in the inning for the Baycats.
Cote retired 5-4-3. Moreo, the first baseman today. Checked his swing as he takes the pitch high.
Moreo batting .250 in 12 at-bats this season.
Tucks away from the breaking pitch, and it misses 2-0. 5 games in the IBL last season, managed just 1 hit. He got that out of the way, but looking to build on that with some more consistent opportunity here in 2023. Ahead in the count here, 3-0. Danny Garcia.
Garcia, give him credit, has looked good today.
Moreo taking all the way, and Garcia finds the plate for a strike. 28-year-old right-hander from the Dominican Republic. 6'2", 200 pounds. Rocks into the windup, and the 3-1 on the way, and Moreo hits a fly ball to left field. Tyler Wilson Jr. with a couple steps over, makes the catch. And the Baycats go 3 up, 3 down with a single by Adamant, erased on the double play. And that will do it. We're through 2 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Red Sox 7, Baycats nothing. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
For the Baycats in the 2nd inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors.
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ain't going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Carrington comes in, and the
Hard body, and that's
and the score is James Henderson, and the Baycats win.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
With Dylan Quinn, I'm Ben Davy. Welcome to Vintage Throne Stadium. A gorgeous Saturday afternoon. Another 4 p.m. start here in Springwater Township. Beautiful sunny sky, and the Red Sox really liking this game so far. The 7-0 lead, knocking starter Emilio Guerrero out of the game. Baycats into the bullpen now with Adam Kahn on the hill. Kahn threw one pitch to get his teammates off the field in the second. Comes at the leadoff man here, Tyler Wilson Jr. First pitch strike. Wilson started off the second inning. The Red Sox batted around in the second, scoring 4 runs to add to their 3-0 lead. 7-0 Brantford. This one to right field, Starlin Rodriguez. No trouble there, 1 away.
As that will turn the lineup over and bring up the one-hitter Matthew Fabin at third base tonight. Scored in the first and grounded into a fielder's choice in the second.
Adam Kahn with the pitch. Fouled off to the Brantford dugout, strike 1. One other game in the IBL, and that's tonight. Guelph hosts Hamilton at 7:30. Called strike.
And that was a nasty breaking ball there from Adam Kahn. We'll see how much he can work that in. Threw it on 1 strike there. Awfully confident in his breaking stuff.
Here's the pitch, and it's up high. Count is 1-2. Kahn, the hard-throwing right-hander, got into 16 games last season. 10 of them were starts. And battling hard here, 2-2.
This is his third game of the year. 4 innings pitched, has allowed 7 hits and 8 runs. 9.00 ERA.
Kahn to Fabin. Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game for Adam Kahn.
Nice pitch there from Kahn as he set down Matthew Fabin quite easily, I would say, as there's now 2 outs in the inning, and that brings out Gus Wilson.
Kahn has been used strictly in relief this season, has not worked more than 2 innings in any of his previous outings. Last worked 2 innings against Kitchener in the June 4th game. That was the 10-8 Panther win in Kitchener, and allowed 3 runs that day on just 2 innings of work. He did start 6 games for Josh Matlow last season, however. High fastball. The count is 1-1.
And you mentioned Kahn looking to pitch more than 2 innings this afternoon. Only 4 innings pitched on the year last season, however. He pitched 56.1. So looking for a little bit more of a long relief outing this afternoon.
He's behind here, 2-1. Second of 6 regular season matchups for these clubs. Baycats won on May 21st, 7-2 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. A 7-0 Brantford lead here today, however. Kahn missed on that one, not by much, but it's 3-1. In that 7-2 game, Evan Souls made an emergency relief appearance, taking over for Christian Mullen, who got injured with 2 outs in the first inning. And Souls went on to pitch 1 for the record books, finishing the game allowing just 2 runs on 2 hits in 8 1/3 innings. Right back to Kahn. He runs it halfway across and underhands it the other halfway. Red Sox go down quietly here in the 3rd inning. 3 up, 3 down. Baycats will take a few more of those from their tall right-hander. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd, Baycats down 7. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
2 out, runners lead. There they go. Here's the pitch. This one rocked to right field.
Want to come to a Baycats game? Check out our tickets at barriebaycats.com.
Score at least 2. Tuck is in to score. Real behind him.
And the third inning is brought to you by Phaetrum, aluminum and siding, quality above all else. Victor Plaz into the right side of the batter's box, a new addition. Didn't start today, but came in relief after the injury to Charlie Iriotakis. He finds himself at third base this afternoon, and this is his first at-bat of the game.
Right-hander Danny Garcia with the first offering. It's a breaking pitch, and it misses high and in. I want to congratulate some new members of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, inducted this morning in St. Mary's. Garcia's pitch hit on the ground. Down the third base line, it's a fair ball. Into left field, Tyler Wilson Jr. over to pick it up. Plaz thinking about two. He's going to go for it. Head first slide, and he's in. Leadoff double, and the Baycats get a man in scoring position with nobody out.
Here's the second baseman, number 14, Owen Jansen.
Owen Jansen will come to the plate. The final Baycat to make their first plate appearance in this ball game, which has already been quite a ball game. Jansen, the number 9 hitter, gets his first at bat of the afternoon. So former Toronto Blue Jays Jesse Barfield and John Olerud, now members of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, inducted along in a group of 6 inductees this year. Public address announcer Rob Daniels and myself made the trip to St. Mary's early today. We were on the road at about 7 o'clock and got down there in time for the media event and some pictures and interviews with both Olerud and Barfield. I guess the induction ceremony is happening as we speak. We had to leave a little early, of course, to get back here, but great experience to see the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame and the history of baseball in Canada. So many great players, not only Canadian-born players, but other players who have played for Canadian teams, really made a great impact on the game here on this side of the border, and it's just a wonderful way that they've been able to collect all of that history in one place in St. Mary's. Fouled off right side. A little bit of a drive just west of Kitchener, north and west of Kitchener. Took us a couple of hours to get there, but well worth the drive.
Well, that's terrific, and I totally agree. The fact that non-Canadian born players entered into the Canadian Hall of Fame is really great, as that's the advantage you have with the Blue Jays being the only Canadian team, with the Expos not in the league anymore.
Well, a lot of players, even American-born players and players from other countries that have come here to play for the Blue Jays or Expos or other Canadian teams, have said that they can feel the Canadian pride when they come here and they put the uniform on and they play baseball in this country. A lot of them kind of consider themselves to be honorary Canadians, and some have even become dual citizens after spending some time here. Certainly the case for both Barfield and Olerud, who loved their time in Toronto. That went off the glove of the catcher, and it's to the backstop. The Plaz at third now.
And Owen Jansen, the 9 hitter, we were talking to our friend Patrick Melbourne the other day, who said Owen Jansen, not a pushover 9 hitter at all, not an easy out, as Jansen, one of those guys who thrives batting 9th. Baycats tried to bat him in the leadoff last season a little bit and just couldn't find a groove, but last season, in 129 at-bats, was batting .357. Somebody who thrives in the bottom of the order and is a great guy to turn over that order to a Noel McGarry Doyle as he finds himself with a full count and no outs in the top of the third.
Jansen settles back into the box for the payoff pitch coming up from Danny Garcia. Jansen waggles the bat. Wide open stance with those feet wide apart. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. Baycats have runners on the corners with nobody out.
A great take on full count, and that will flip over the order with 0 outs in the inning and bring up the left fielder, Noel McGarry Doyle.
In addition to John Olerud and Jesse Barfield, another just wonderful individual who I got an opportunity to meet was Jacques Doucette. He was the radio French language play-by-play announcer for the Montreal Expos for their entire existence from 1969 to 2004. And then, I didn't even realize this, but after the Expos moved to Washington, Doucette continued to announce play-by-play for the Toronto Blue Jays for the French language television network TVA, and he would basically do the French translation of the Toronto Blue Jays feed from Toronto. He would do that from a studio in Quebec. As this one is skied a mile high, but it's going to stay shallow and playable for the center fielder. Jesse Fishbaum makes the catch. Runners stay put. Now Jansen tags as the throw comes home. Good read on that by Owen Jansen as he's able to steal an extra 90 feet of real estate.
Yeah, terrific baseball IQ from Jansen as Plaz kind of fake stepped him there and looked like he was going to go home, drew the throw to home, and then when that throw came home, Jansen was off to second base and takes away the forced play, which is a huge advantage for the Baycats, as if they're going to come back, this is probably the inning to start it off with down 7 and a runner on third and second with only 1 out.
Situation like that, easy catch for Jesse Fishbaum, but you got to hit the cutoff man with the throw in. And it went right through the infield to the catcher. He wasn't ready for it either, and as soon as Jansen saw that, he pounced. So let's see if the Baycats can capitalize on that miscue. Kinesijo takes the first pitch high and inside. Jacques Doucette, just a delightful gentleman to meet. Incredible stories about his time with Montreal, and I guess with the Blue Jays as well, as their French language TV announcer in Quebec. I asked him what he remembers from the Expos' final game in Montreal in 2004 and what that emotion was like. And his eyes actually teared up as he described it to me. He said he just remembers how wonderful the fans were that day and really that whole season, with that blanket of sadness of the Montreal Expos fans losing their ball club. But he actually said he wasn't sure that he would be able to finish that broadcast. That's how emotional it was for him. This one dunked into right field. It'll bring in a run, maybe 2. Up with it, Lupton. Here's the throw. Not in time. 2 RBIs come in. Kinesijo drives in a pair.
Well, it's only the third inning, but that was a much-needed hit and a much-needed 2 RBIs for the Baycats as it cuts the deficit to 5 and brings up the 3-hitter Starlin Rodriguez, who will be followed by Ryan Rio in the 4-hole.
Starlin Rodriguez.
So all of the players that were in St. Mary's today, or all of the inductees, had family, friends with them, you know, a little entourage of important people there to support them and cheer them on. And Jacques Doucette had, I believe, his wife and a fellow broadcaster, a fellow Expos broadcaster, his name escapes me, and then another gentleman who was just telling some great baseball stories, and I didn't really know who he was until we started talking for a little while, and then I realized, as the runner goes, pitch is low, throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Kinesijo. Anyways, after about 5 minutes of talking to these Expos guys, I realized who this gentleman was. He was Yuppie, the Expos mascot, who wore that mascot costume for, I think he said, about 15 years. He was one of several people who were the Expos mascot. And boy, did he have some great stories. San Diego Padres once filed a complaint because he was making too much noise above their dugout. This one to left field, and it's over the head of Tyler Wilson Jr. Goes all the way to the wall. In to score easy is Kinesijo. That is an RBI double for Starlin Rodriguez.
A little bit of a 1-out rally here for the Baycats as that deficit is down to 4. And here comes Ryan Rio. What a great time would it be for his first long ball of the year with a runner on second and a chance for 2 RBIs at the plate.
Yuppie was always one of the most entertaining mascots in Major League Baseball, don't you think? I mean, in my mind, he's right up there with the Philly Fanatic.
I was just going to say the Philly Fanatic, probably the most notorious mascot in the league. And yeah, Yuppie, one of the greatest, and it's too bad that we don't see him nowadays in the MLB.
I think he was making some appearances at Montreal Canadian games. I think. I could be wrong about that, but they were trying to keep him alive a little bit after the Expos left.
You are correct about that, and what a great thing that the Montreal Canadiens did in the NHL to bring Yuppie back, and I think it was quite positive that they did.
So this guy who played Yuppie, he was telling me that he was also an occasional batting practice pitcher for the Expos because he was a minor league pitcher himself, injured his arm, so he couldn't go any further. But fans probably didn't even realize that, but many, many games, Yuppie was actually throwing batting practice to the Montreal Expos.
What a gig, a mascot and a batting practice pitcher.
Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. So he and Jacques Doucette have been lifelong friends, and that's why he took this trip to St. Mary's along with Jacques to help him celebrate today. Breaking pitch to Rio, misses. Baycats in business here, 7-3 the score.
Looked like a change-up down from Garcia as Rio, very disciplined hitter at the plate, is not going to chase that one. It's 2-0.
this one's hit pretty deep. Right field, and it is gone! Blame it on Rio, a 2-run shot. Baycats make it a 7-5 game.
That one was gone the second it hit the bat, and what a home run. 5 runs in the inning for the Baycats. It is 7-5, and Ryan Rio takes his first trot around the bases this season for a massive first home run of the year. And that one's got to feel good for Ryan Rio, as his teammates are just loving him right now.
And a mound visit as they'll talk to Danny Garcia. Jeremy Veilleux out to the mound. As the Baycats chipping away here at this 7-run deficit.
Totally new ball game now, as the deficit is only 2.
Rio had a team-leading 6 home runs last season for the Baycats, 28 RBIs, and that home run had to feel good here this afternoon as he looks to get things going here in 2023.
Well, I mentioned the comeback had to start now. I didn't think they needed 5 all at once, but we'll take it as the deficit's now 2, and it is 7-5. Brantford still leads. Only 1 out in the inning, however, and that'll bring up Adam Odd, and we will see if he can keep this 1-out rally going for the Baycats.
Well, the Red Sox had to feel good getting a 7-0 lead off Emilio Guerrero and the Barrie Baycats, and probably one of their strongest starts to a ball game this season, I'd have to think, going back through the score sheets. But you got to play 9 innings. That's what this game's all about.
And in the IBL, anything can happen.
Danny Garcia having things unravel here in this 3rd inning. This one hit to center field. Fish bomb there. And he'll take it for the out. 2 down.
The catcher, number 5, Josh Cote.
Josh Cote comes to the plate now.
And for the Red Sox, we see Gabe Bruder warming up in the bullpen as Garcia starting to get hit pretty hard in the 3rd inning. We'll see if the Red Sox decide to switch it up in the 4th inning.
This inning started on a double by Victor Plaz. A walk to Owen Jansen. Canisijo driving in a couple of runs. Stole a base, and then a 2-run homer by Ryan Rio. Plenty of offense in the early innings of this ball game. 7-5 Brantford. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate. It's 1-1.
And if we've learned anything from this Baycats team early in the season, it's that they are never out of a game. We learned this as early as the first game in the year when they came back against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And this one lined to left field. Josh Cote reaches base for the first time today. And the 9th Baycat to bat in this 3rd inning will be Domenico Morea.
First baseman, number 33, Don Morea.
You mentioned Morea, a guy who would like to get going, and this would be a huge at-bat here, possibly advancing Cote from 3rd and keeping the inning alive with 2 outs so far.
Morea flied out to left field in the 2nd inning. When I met Jesse Barfield today at the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, what I wanted to ask him about is what it was like being traded to the New York Yankees in 1989. As the Blue Jays were in a pennant race that year and had just moved to the Sky Dome, as it was then called, and Barfield never played as a Blue Jay at the Dome. His first appearance at the Dome, by then he had been traded to the Yankees, and he said he had to step out of the batter's box. The fans gave him a real nice ovation. This one gloved by the first baseman, and stepping on the bag is Nick Burdett, and that will do it, but not before the Baycats score 5. And through 3, it's 7-5 Brantford. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
5 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base.
Premier North Windows and Doors is a proud supporter of the Barrie Baycats, locally owned and operated, and specializing in window replacement and door installation. Simcoe County's #1 choice for windows and doors. Classic Car Wash, customizing your car wash experience using high-quality products. Their team of experts will make sure your car is shining like new when you drive away. Give your car the VIP treatment it deserves at Classic Car Wash in Barrie. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Welcome back. It's the fourth inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. 7-5 lead for the Brantford Red Sox over the Barrie Baycats. No injury update yet on Charlie Ariotakis, but I just want to talk about his experience in baseball. He's just come to the Baycats this year, embarking on his first IBL season this year, coming off his freshman year at William & Mary, Division I NCAA. Didn't get a ton of playing time his freshman year, but still managed to make an impression. 6 games, 8 starts. He posted a .209 average with 7 RBI and 5 walks. The guy has great potential. I'm excited to see how he fits in with this Barrie lineup and performs with more opportunity.
Thank you, Julius. As Adam Kahn is out for the fourth inning here for the Baycats, on in relief of Emilius Guerrero. Vayu hits it on the ground. Taken by the shortstop. Adam Odd throw over as it pulls Maria off the bag. Throw down to second. And that one's backed up nicely by Odd at short. And into second base goes Jeremy Vayu. That is another Baycat error. And it will be charged to Adam Odd, and it is the Baycats' 4th error of this ball game. So you thought Brantford's 9 errors last night was an awful lot. The Baycats are on pace for that exactly here today. E4, Vayu at second, and it brings Christian Kuzemka to the plate.
That error more costly than most, as no forced play, as runner is on second, and any hit will likely bring him around to score.
Fouled off left side. Adam is not only a terrific pitcher, but he's an avid golfer as well. And I was reading on social media that Adam and his dad are going to be a part of the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame's Celebrity Golf Classic. And that's at the Pheasant Run Golf Club. I'm sure they don't mind me giving them a quick plug here. I'd certainly love to have you join them for that. I believe it's on June 21st. And that's in support of the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame. Maybe one day Adam Kahn, being an Aurora native, will be a part of an inductee there. Very young, promising career ahead of him. And fitting right nicely into this Baycat pitching staff. Some important relief innings here today for Josh Matlow. To short, and Odd has problems with that one as well. A rough day at short for Adam Odd. Another error.
Looked like he got a little bit ahead of himself on that one as he started to bring his glove up before he had the ball, and that one will be his second error of the game as Christian Kuzemka reaches and his runners on the corners with no out.
Well, Ott has become the ultimate utility man for the Baycats. He's played a lot of second base this year, not as much shortstop, but a lot of second, and last year he was primarily first base DH. So he's one of these guys that just can fit in wherever the need is on any given day, but really struggling at short today.
Well, you mentioned he finds himself at shortstop, usually not there. He only finds him at shortstop today because of the injury in the first inning. Started the game at third, but moved over to short, as Selin Rodriguez moved from short to right field.
Yeah, so he's really a guy that can play all infield positions, and that's got to be tough to make those adjustments. I mean, not to make excuses for him. I mean, they've been routine plays. He's just been struggling out there today for whatever reason. But it's a little different when you're at the same spot every day and you can kind of get that rhythm, that momentum as Con checks the runner. And just sort of get your feet familiar wherever you happen to be on the infield. Ott has been required to move around quite a bit.
Doesn't seem like a huge difference from third to short, but as we've seen with Adam Ott, it makes a huge difference as muscle memory and different arm angles and lengths. You start to have a little bit of trouble with the ball trajectory off the bat on ground balls, as we've seen today.
Yeah, I mean, from up here, it's easy for us to say sitting up here, but it appears that he's getting in position properly, but he's had trouble gloving a couple of them cleanly and then had a bad throw today as well.
Well, the errors to me seem like a little bit of a mental error. We saw Owen Jansen make the error at second base where he just overthrew the first baseman. I think Adam Ott just getting in his own head a little bit, as getting ahead of himself, and he'll have that play next one.
High fly ball, and it's to left center. And making the catch is Noel McGarry Doyle. The runner will tag. Here's the throw, cut off by the pitcher, and in to score is Jeremy Veilleux. So sac fly off the bat of Nick Burdett and a productive out as he gets a run in. Kuzemka stays at first.
Center fielder number 20, Jesse Fishbaum.
One out in the inning. It's 8-5 Brantford.
Double play is in order as the six-hitter Jesse Fishbaum steps into the bat. With only one out in the inning, the Baycats are down 8-5.
It'll be an unearned run surrendered by Adam Kahn. So 5 Baycat errors. We're in the fourth. I mean, this isn't a stat that you want to really talk about much through the game, but wouldn't it be something? Brantford 9 errors last night. If the Baycats, match or eclipse that here today, wouldn't that be interesting? There goes the runner. Here's the throw down. Tag is applied, not in time. Good throw by Cote.
Very close play, a little bit of a high throw. A little bit lower may have got him, but a tough play nonetheless. But no video review, he'll find himself on second.
Stolen base, and Fishbaum now with a 1-1 count.
And that takes away the force player, the double play, as Baycats will search for 2 plays to get 2 outs here. Unless a possible throw out.
When you're averaging more than an error per inning and a couple innings with several errors, you are not doing your pitchers any favors. And Adam Kahn pitched a really clean third inning, and now base runners to deal with because of 2 errors here in the fourth. This one right back to him, looks the runner back, and a clean throw to first for the out. Fishbaum retired 1-3, 2 down for Jake Lupton, the right fielder.
Well, that really is the story of the game for the Baycats, is those 5 errors. And even an error as simple as a runner getting on first base can really do damage for a pitcher's mentality, as we've seen lots of pitchers, even in the majors, struggle with runners on base, as you got to worry about throw-in. Is the runner going to steal? And it kind of gets in some pitcher's head. Kahn, not a pushover pitcher by any means, but much harder to pitch with runners on base, as we've seen today, especially with Emilio Guerrero in the first few innings.
First pitch swinging, and it's handled by the second baseman, and a high throw by Owen Jansen. My goodness, ball goes against the fence. In to score is Christian Kuzemka. Another Baycat error. E4 on the throw.
And that's error number 6 for those counting at home. The second by Owen Jansen, and the second error of that nature this afternoon, as earlier in the game he made a similar play where he just overthrew the first baseman. And that's what I mean when I say mental errors, as That's an easy play. That's a play that should be made, and
Second baseman, number 11,
just overthinking it, maybe
Julius.
tossing it a little too hard and getting in your own head, and that's where we find ourselves 8-5 as the ball entered the dugout out of play, and it'll move the runner to second base.
Chance has made a couple of bad throws today. And Kahn hits Kieran Bowles. So a hit batter keeps the inning alive, and the number 9 hitter Tyler Wilson Jr. comes to the plate. You know, if you're the Red Sox, you just keep cashing in on every opportunity that you get here.
And my mistake, it is actually 9-5 for the Red Sox, not 8-5.
Wilson Jr.
As Aiden Russell going to the pen for the Baycats, the left-hander, making his jog down.
So Lupton at second, Bowles at first. If you want to look at it this way, that hit batter, the only mistake Adam Kahn has made since coming on in relief of Emilio Guerrero. He got the fly out to end the second, a clean 3 up, 3 down third, 2 errors in the fourth, 3 errors in the fourth here. He's gotten the ground balls. I mean, this is a situation where essentially the Baycats have turned this into a 6-out inning. It's hard enough to get 3 outs in an inning, let alone 6. That's the situation here for them.
Yep. Double play is in order. Force play on third, second, and first. So ground ball, much needed here for the Baycats as there's a strike to bring them back in the count. It's 3-1.
Every Red Sox player in this order has reached base today. Wilson singled, but he was erased on a throw. And he fouls that one over the screen. So the count is 3-2. Nine-5 Red Sox. We're in the fourth inning. Kahn steps off. Runners go back.
Not a bad idea, as with the fielding in this game from the Baycats, you want to come by and out any way you can, and
well, he knows they're going to be going on the 3-2 pitch here, so why not? They will be off. Here's the pitch from Kahn. Runners go. And it's lined to center field, and a diving catch made by Kadisi Joe. What a catch by the Baycats center fielder to get the Baycats off the field, but not before the Red Sox scratch out 2 more with the help of 3 errors in the inning and a hit batter. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Red Sox leading 9-5. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
And 2 left on base.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
2 out, runners lead. There they go. Here's the pitch. This one rocked to right field.
Want to come to a Baycats game? Check out our tickets at barrybaycats.com.
Score at least 2. Tuck is in to score. Rio behind him.
And welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium for this bottom of the 6th inning of Baycats baseball. The 6th inning brought to you by Beating the Odds Autism Center and Farm, where teaching is brought to nature. As the 9-hitter steps in for the Baycats, it's Owen Jansen, another one of those players plagued with error trouble this afternoon. We will see if he can do a little bit with the bat and get the Baycats going as they flip over the order to Noel McGarry-Doyle on deck.
Defensive change for the Red Sox. It's Taki Nakamura taking over for Tyler Wilson Jr. in left field. And in fact, Nakamura was at the plate. We didn't catch it in time, but he came on to pinch hit for Tyler Wilson in that top of the 6th inning. Third out recorded by Adam Kahn.
And you mentioned Kahn now at 4 1/3 innings of work with Christian Cox still warming up in the pen. You got to think that Josh Matlow will give Cox the nod for inning number 7. 0-1 to Jansen. That is swung on and missed. Noah Falkenberg out for his 4th inning of work as Jansen steps out to do his batting gloves. 0-2, no out in the inning. Jansen comes to a set position, as does Falkenberg. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled off.
It seems like a long time ago now, but when the Baycats were here last week and playing the Kitchener Panthers, Aiden Russell got the start and was essentially the opener, going 3 innings, and then Josh Matlow went to Juan Benitez, left him in to pitch out of numerous jams throughout that game, and a lot of fans expected he would go to the bullpen, and he didn't. He left Juan in, and he did the job. And another plunk batter.
Jansen hit there as the first batter of the inning will be sent to first. And the order will flip over to Noel McGarry-Doyle, the left fielder wearing 95 tonight and stepping into the left side of the batter's box. Looks to get a little rally going for the Baycats and erase this 4-run deficit.
When it comes to bullpen usage, Josh Matlow loves to keep us guessing, and that's why he's the manager and we're the broadcasters. Never quite sure what he's going to do in any situation, and I'm sure he keeps the opponents on their toes as well. Sometimes you assume that, oh, he's probably done with that guy, and no, he'll leave him out there for another inning or two, and that was kind of the case with Juan Benitez. He's had some confidence in him that maybe a lot of us might have just assumed that his day was done, or he was getting close to the pitch count, or getting into too much trouble, but Baycats had surrendered 9th inning leads back-to-back games going into that Kitchener game as well, so you know there was a lot of pressure on the Baycats to close that one out. Last thing you want is 3 consecutive blown leads in the 9th inning. Well, in game, I guess it wasn't a blown lead because it was tied, but still got away from them in the 9th.
Well, Noel McGarry-Doyle steps in, the one hitter, and quite a qualified hitter at that, as he fouls that one off to the right side. Last year in 2020, in 136 at-bats, bat .338. Definitely a guy who can get a hit and at any time in the game is dangerous to send one over the fence.
You know, the big three in this starting rotation for the Baycats seems to be shaping up Guerrero, Nunez, Garces, and it'll be interesting to see if the number 4 is now sort of a tandem of Rossel and Benitez if Josh Matlow decides to go to that again.
Runner going, and the catcher can't hold on to it. Jansen will take second easily and makes the turn for third. Catcher still bobbling with it as Jansen goes all the way to third with no outs in the inning. Noel McGarry-Doyle sitting at a 3-1 count. Definitely a nice position here to tack on some runs. At the Baycats still down 4 in the 6th inning.
Yeah, absolutely love that aggressive base running by Owen Jansen. Even down by 4 runs, he saw that there was an extra base for the taking, and that ball got away from Jeremy Veilleux, went about as far away from home plate as he could possibly get. He had a long way to go to retrieve that ball. Jansen saw it, and he didn't hesitate.
As a 3-1 strike brings the count full, and if Noel McGarry-Doyle can get on here, and with Ejo, Rodriguez, and Rio due up, it would be quite a tough position for Brantford to get out of it, and a great position if you're a Baycats fan, as the full count offering is taken for strike 3, as Noel McGarry-Doyle goes down looking for the first out of the inning. Still a runner on third, as Canis Ejo steps up to the plate.
Yeah, too close to take that pitch in that situation, and McGarry-Doyle wanted the call, but knew he just wasn't going to get it there.
Totally agree with you, Ben. Too close to take on full count with a runner on third and no outs, but we will see if Ejo can cash in. Jansen from third here with only 1 out, and Starlin Rodriguez on deck. Falkenberg steps off and comes set. The 0-0 offering is taken for a strike. Brings the count to 0-1.
Ejo, one of the few Baycats who does not have his last name on the back of his uniform just yet. He was not with the team at the start of the season when those beautiful new uniforms were issued. It's a new feature on the Baycat jersey this year, is the addition of the last name above the blue numeral, and that's the same for the road uniforms as well. Maybe we should get Ejo a Sharpie and just have him write his name on there.
Well, it makes our job as broadcasters much easier, as you don't have to look at numbers. You can just look at the last name and know exactly who you're talking about, as that one is lined to the shortstop, who will gather it, throw it to first for the out, but a run does come across the score. It is now 9-6 Baycats, 2 outs in the inning, and Starlin Rodriguez will walk up to the plate.
Well, in a game that has had more than its share of defensive miscues on both sides, Barrie's side in particular, Gus Wilson makes a stellar defensive play, backhanding that ball that had a little bit of English on it as well, too. Gloved it cleanly, knew exactly how much time he had, and made a good, strong throw across the diamond to Nick Burdett to get a key out here, even though it brings the run home. It puts pitcher Noah Falkenberg in a situation now where he can relax a little bit with 2 outs in the inning and the base is clear.
Well, with a game that has gone the way this one has, those outs are very important, or much more important than they usually are. That's Falkenberg, and Starlin Rodriguez lays a bunt down on 0-0. It'll go foul, though, so they will reset.
Well, there's a surprise with 2 outs and nobody on. Would have expected Ejo maybe to be bunting in his situation, but not Rodriguez. Saw the infielders playing back, though, and figured, hey, why not?
Falkenberg comes set on a 0-1 count. Pitch number 2 is taken for a ball, brings the count to 1-1. Rodriguez looking to get on any way he can here with Ryan Rio on deck. Pitch number 3 is taken for a strike. Rodriguez does not like that one. Neither do the fans here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Count 1-2 nonetheless. And that 3-run deficit is much more manageable than 4. And if you can just pick away at that deficit if you're the Baycats, maybe make a late inning comeback here, as that one is ground to third. A tough play for the third baseman. He'll pick up and throw it, and not in time. A little bit of a tough one there. Rodriguez makes his way to first. There will be another at-bat in the inning. Ryan Rio with a chance to drive in Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes up a little bit oddly there, limping in the outfield grass. That'll draw the trainer out to take a look.
Well, a tough play for Matthew Fabian. He gloved it cleanly. We'll see if they put hit or error up on the scoreboard there. But low throw. Not sure if it would have beaten Rodriguez or not. Probably wouldn't have. And a conference now on the mound, as the Red Sox will go to the bullpen for the second time today.
And that will bring in Hayden Starn from the pen for the third Red Sox pitcher of the afternoon.
Little na-na, hey, hey, kiss him goodbye from the fans down that left field line, serenading Noah Falkenberg as he leaves the game, and the Red Sox go to the bullpen. Take a break and be back with more when we return. It's 9-6 Red Sox here at Vintage Throne Stadium.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium as Ryan Rio steps into the box against Hayden Stam, who on the season has pitched 3 2/3 innings, has a 12.27 ERA. A little bit of a strategic move here from Brantford as lefty-lefty Ryan Rio against the left-hander, and Adam Odd on deck, also a lefty, so hoping to cash in on that statistical advantage with 2 outs in the inning and a runner on first. Rodriguez going, and Ryan Rio sends it deep, and that one is gone for the second home run of the night. Ryan Rio again cashes in 2. The Baycats are within 1. It is 9-8, and Ryan Rio, who entered the game tonight with 0 home runs, puts 2 over the fence and gives the Baycats a huge 2 runs in this bottom of the 6th inning. What a shot there from Ryan Rio.
When you're hot, you don't miss your pitch. And Ryan Rio was looking first pitch fastball. He found it right over the juicy part of the plate. And with Rodriguez in motion, Rio gave that one a ride for his second home run of the day.
Well, you bring in the lefty for the statistical advantage against another lefty. It doesn't work as the first pitch hit and run is on, and he sends that one over the fence. And 1 pitch will be all the doctor ordered for Hayden Stam, as he is now out of the game, and we will bring in another arm from the pen. Baycats now only down 1 with Adam Odd stepping up to the plate. It'll be a right-hander. Well, we knew it was only a matter of time until Ryan Rio got going, and in this game, with already 17 runs across the plate in the 6th inning, the Baycats, who once found themselves down 7, only down 1, as we will come back for Adam Odd in the bottom of the 6th inning. And welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium. Baycats now find themselves down only 1 run with Adam Odd at the plate, and a new pitcher to tell you about. It's Kyle Nash, number 84, has pitched 4 1/3 innings this season with a 2.07 ERA. First pitch is ground to the pitcher. Kyle Nash will take it and throw it to first himself for the out. And it's 1 pitch, 1 out for Kyle Nash. We will join you at the top of the 7th inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Premier North Windows and Doors is a proud supporter of the Barrie Baycats, locally owned and operated, and specializing in window replacement and door installation. Simcoe County's #1 choice for windows and doors. Classic Car Wash, customizing your car wash experience using high-quality products. Their team of experts will make sure your car is shining like new when you drive away. Give your car the VIP treatment it deserves at Classic Car Wash in Barrie. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
Seventh inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium with Dylan Quinn. I'm Ben Davy. The Brantford Red Sox on top by a score of 9-8. They had built a 7-0 lead through 2 innings here this afternoon, and they're in danger of letting that slip away as the Baycats have been chipping away ever since. 5 in the 3rd, 3 in the 6th. And Adam Kahn out here to work the 7th inning, and he will face Taki Nakamura. Nakamura came on as a pinch hitter for Tyler Wilson Jr. And this one is blooped over the shortstop, and it's in the left field. So Nakamura is aboard with a single to lead off the top of the 7th. And let's go to Julius Hern now with a game live update.
Yeah, look, got an injury update on Charlie Ariotakis. We saw him in the very first play of the game collide with Owen Jansen out in shallow right field. Josh Mallow told me he's going to the hospital for x-rays on his chest, shoulder, and knee. So not looking too good for Ariotakis. Tough to see on the first play of the game.
Well, that's unfortunate. This is just his 2nd game since joining the Baycats in his home debut here, and unfortunately had that collision with Owen Jansen early in this ball game. The good news was he did walk off on his own strength, but had to be removed from the game. This one's blooped into shallow center for a base hit, and the Red Sox are in business with back-to-back singles here in the top of the 7th inning. So Nakamura is on, Fabian reaches, and here comes the 3rd Red Sox to bat here in the 7th, Gus Wilson. And out comes Josh Matlow to chat with Adam Kahn. Josh Cote out to the mound as well. And we'll see if this is the end of the line for Adam Kahn. And it will be, as Matlow takes the ball. Kahn will head off to the Baycat dugout. Nice relief effort here tonight, taking over for Emilio Guerrero. And veteran right-hander Bragg Reevison will skip over the chalk as he heads in to take over here in this 7th inning. 9-8 Brantford. You're watching Baycats TV.
base infield is still.
Creemore native Brad Grieveson is on to work for the Baycats here in the 7th, and a critical situation with 2 on for the Red Sox here in the 7th. Long way to go before this one's done, but these will be big outs for the veteran right-hander here in the back third of this ball game. It'll be Gus Wilson, the shortstop. He has reached base twice, once on an error, once on a fielder's choice. And that was fouled away.
Well, Brad Grieveson off to a tough start this year with an 8.43 ERA, but last season rocking a 2.89 ERA in 37 1/3 innings of work. Only allowed 12 earned runs and only walked 7 batters with 45 strikeouts. His record was 4-2 with 4 saves.
Pitch just misses off the outside part of the plate, 1-1. So Nakamura at second, Fabian at first, nobody out, top of the 7th. Grieveson was on the mound along with Chris Cox in that 9-4 Welland game. That was his last appearance on June 8th when the Jackers scored 5 in the top of the 9th, breaking open that 4-4 tie and winning 9-4. It was the Barrie Baycats' second game lost in the 9th inning in as many games. So he will be anxious to put that behind him here and hopefully come up with a big 7th inning for the Baycats.
And as Grieveson steps off, one of the handful of Baycats who are off to a slow start looking to get going. One thing for Grieveson that has been steady through this year is the walks, however. As we mentioned, the low walk total last year, only has 1 walk in 5 innings of work this season.
Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Called strike, 2-2. 42 years old.
Nowhere else. Nowhere else.
This is his second stint with the Baycat organization and serving as team's pitching coach as well. He's done a lot to help mentor these young pitchers on the Baycat pitching staff. Misses and the count is 3-2. Adam Odd doing a little cat and mouse with Nakamura at second base, who was taking a pretty big lead.
Good breaking ball and a good take from Gus Wilson as it'll bring the count full. Big pitch here with the bases loaded.
Put the runners maybe in motion here to stand on the double play. Let's see what happens. 2 on, 3-2 the count. Wilson knows he's going to see something good to hit here. Here's the pitch on the way from Grieveson. Swings and misses right through it. Strike 3. Grieveson bringing the heat, 1 down.
Strikeout number 9 on the year for Grieveson, as through 5 1/3, he has 9 punchies and only one walk. As that is a huge out there for the Baycats, as a double play now gets them out of the inning.
The catcher, number 12, Jeremy Viu.
Get some really good speed on the bases right now with Nakamura at second and Fabian at first. And it would not surprise me at all to see them in motion at some point in this inning. A first pitch strike to Jeremy Viu.
Well, if you're the Baycats, you want to keep that ball in the infield and hope that your infielders can make a play, which has been tough to come by this afternoon.
Fouled over the screen. Going to sound like a contradictory statement here, but despite the score, 9-8, the Red Sox have kind of played a little bit of small ball here today, just like taking advantage of extra bases. We've seen them with a few bunt attempts here, getting guys over, and it's added up to a 9-8 lead here, hanging on by a thread, but in a sense, that was kind of how they built that 7-run lead. Taking advantage of walks and errors. There's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. Down goes Vayu.
Grieveson finding his groove here, as you're absolutely right, Ben. With 13 hits in the game and 6 errors, none of those hits have left the ballpark. It's been small ball, with the exception of the 4-hitter, Christian Kazemka, who now finds himself in the batter's box, sent a double to the outfield fence in the first inning.
Yeah, he's had a big afternoon. He's reached base 3 times. He has scored 2 runs. And you would expect nothing less from the former Baycat. That one off the glove of Odd, goes back to get it. No play.
But the ball stays relatively around the infield and will hold the runner at third. If that ball finds the outfield grass, it's probably a run for the Red Sox, as we will now find bases loaded, 2 outs for the 5-hitter, Nick Burdett.
It's going to be an error for Adam Odd with that ball off the glove. You see him crouch down. He's smacking the glove. He's frustrated at himself today. A situation like this, you just need to have a fresh mental approach with each at bat. You never know when that ball's going to come right back at you again. And it's been no way to sugarcoat it. It has been a tough defensive game for Adam Odd today at shortstop.
Well, that's the hat trick for Odd, as his 3rd error of the game brings the total to 7 for the Baycats in the 7th inning. 2 away from tying the Red Sox total from last night.
That total that I thought would be unreachable again. Here we are. Staring it straight in the face the other side here today. Gets the strike. Grieveson inside corner. Ben Rosen saying, yep. Nick Burdett thought that might have been in a little bit, but he does not get the call. 0-2, and now Brad Grieveson a strike away from getting the Baycats off the field. 9-8 Brantford. We're in the 7th. Here's the pitch. On the ground to first. Tibbetts handles it. Steps on the bag. In time for the outs. Crisis averted as the Red Sox leave the bases loaded in the top of the 7th inning. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time. Fans sing a little Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Barrie trailing by a run. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
With Dylan Quinn and our Baycats TV crew, I'm Ben Davy. It is a 9-8 Red Sox lead. Josh Cote will lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Barrie Baycats.
And the 7th inning is brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Another Rock 95 Junior Baycats Day here at the ballpark on this Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock start. And the pitch is low to Josh Cote.
Well, Ben, we were joking about the 7 errors last half inning and how the Baycats might match the Brantford record of 9. But even with those runs, Baycats are still in this game.
Josh Matlow won't be joking about those errors after the game. I can promise you that. Cote retired 6-3. Red Sox was just one error, so, I mean, they've been pretty clean. They've really cleaned it up.
The first baseman, number
Coming
30,
off that 9-error outing last night. Josh Tibbetts into the game for Domenico Morea. Mentioned earlier that Josh Matlow told me we might see Josh Tibbetts pitch today. He likes to keep us surprised, but in this 9-8 ball game, I don't think this would be the situation to put him out there.
Well, the Baycats fortunate to still be within one run this late in the game with how many errors they've committed, and just one swing of the bat away from tying this ball game.
Really a game that, let's be honest, the Baycats have not deserved to win this game. 7 errors, you should not win that ball game. And they have a chance to do so here today, trailing by a run. If you're the Red Sox, how do you feel building a 7-run lead? Leading 7-0 in the third inning, 9-5 at one point, and now a 3-run Barrie 6th. And they've watched that lead fritter away to a thread here, 9-8. Tibbetts pops it up, and it's well foul.
Well, some action now in the Brantford Red Sox pen as Noah Law beginning to warm and throw.
Kyle Nash, the 4th Red Sox pitcher here today. The pitch, he sails one high. That just got away from him. He slaps the glove a couple of times in frustration to pull himself together here. 1-2 the count. 22-year-old native of Ancaster. Swing and a miss. Tibbetts fooled on the breaking pitch. Back to the dugout he goes. 2 down.
The third baseman, number 20, Victor Plaz.
Victor Plaz batting in Charlie Iriotakis' spot. Plaz today has reached base twice. Hit into a double play to kill the threat in the 5th inning. Baycats had 3 runners in that inning, couldn't convert. That one sails over his head.
Second breaking ball that's gotten away from Brantford pitcher this afternoon, as maybe missing the grip a little bit on that one.
Nash on in relief of left-hander Hayden Stamm, who threw exactly 1 pitch today. It was a strike, and it was right over the heart of the plate to Ryan Rio, who promptly parked it over the right center field fence to make this a 9-8 ball game, and that's where we stand. Stamm was basically brought in to face one hitter, and that was Ryan Rio. And Rio didn't waste any time.
No, definitely didn't, as he launched his second home run of the game. And the Baycats are 1 home run away from tying this ball game.
3-1 pitch. Takes it, ball 4. That'll extend the inning for the number 9 hitter, Owen Jansen.
Well, we saw this toward the end of Noah Falkenberg's tenure in this game. Was solid through 3 and then struggled with the control. Kyle Nash was solid and now struggled with some control issues. We'll see if the Baycats can summon a 2-out rally with Owen Jansen, the 9 hitter, coming up to the plate, and that will draw a mound visit.
And they will take the ball away from Kyle Nash and go to the bullpen, as Nash will be serenaded by the fans as he heads off, as Brantford will bring in their 5th pitcher of the game. We'll be back to tell you more about that in a moment. 9-8 Red Sox. We're in the 7th. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. Fun little tradition. I wonder if we'll keep that up. In Springwater Township at Vintage Throne Stadium, a nail-biter between the Brantford Red Sox and the Barrie Baycats. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 out, 1 on. Owen Jansen at the plate to face Noah Law, the 5th Red Sox reliever, or 5th Red Sox pitcher, 4th reliever here this afternoon. Sean Whiteley, the Red Sox manager, using every arm in his arsenal here today to nail down this win against the Barrie Baycats.
Not much on the stat sheet for Noah Law Jr. this season. Only logged 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, struck out 2, and allowed 0 earned runs for a 0.00 ERA.
Mentioned Sean Whiteley, the Red Sox manager, in his debut season in Brantford as field manager. Working with a young, developing group of players, but that's not unfamiliar territory for Sean. He's athletic coordinator and multimedia and sports information at Redeemer University. Works with a lot of young players, running skill development camps, all different age groups. And they're really excited to have him with the Red Sox organization here in 2023. Tough start with a 2-10 record, but showing some promise here today. Jansen hits this a mile high. It's going to stay in the park. And the catch is made by the right fielder, Jake Lupton. That does it for the Barrie Baycats in the bottom of the 7th inning. They are unable to score. They strand the walk to Victor Plaz. Noah Law does his job, and we go to the 8th inning. It's Brantford 9, Baycats 8. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go 8 going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Carrington comes in, and the
Body, and
the score is James Henderson, and the Baycats win.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp. See you this summer!
Premier North Windows and Doors is a proud supporter of the Barrie Baycats, locally owned and operated, and specializing in window replacement and door installation. Simcoe County's #1 choice for windows and doors. Classic Car Wash, customizing your car wash experience using high-quality products. Their team of experts will make sure your car is shining like new when you drive away. Give your car the VIP treatment it deserves at Classic Car Wash in Barrie.
Welcome back. It's the top of the 8th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. 9-8 the score here for the Brantford Red Sox over the Barrie Baycats. This weekend marks the start of the Men's College World Series as it got underway yesterday in Omaha. There's some really great storylines from college baseball heading into this weekend. I've asked a few Baycats players who they think will win the College World Series, and the favorite among the teams seems to be Florida, #2 ranked team coming into the tournament. Not sure how much you guys follow the college baseball, but wondering what you guys' thoughts are.
That ball drops in the right center field gap, and it goes all the way to the wall. It's going to be a double and maybe more for Jesse Fishbaum. He's into third, the slide, and a high throw. And a nice job by Brad Grieveson, who was in the right spot at the right time to back up that throw. Otherwise, Jesse Fishbaum would have come all the way around to score. I'm sorry to interrupt that thought, Julius, but yeah, College Baseball World Series, always exciting. And a lot of these guys with connections to those U.S. college teams, so it doesn't surprise me at all that they're keeping a close eye on some of those games. Brad Grieveson to face Jake Lupton here, and he looks at a high fastball.
Grieveson out for his 2nd inning of work. He escaped a bases-loaded jam last inning.
High to the right side, and it's going to be the right fielder coming in for that one. And the catch is made. Starlin Rodriguez. Runner stays put, and the fans appreciate that. Good strong throw back in. Rodriguez aware of the situation and making sure that Jesse Fishbaum stays put at third.
Well, we saw Rodriguez gun out a runner at second base earlier in the game. Red Sox taking note of that and not wanting to test the arm of Rodriguez with only one out. And he'll stay put at third.
Kieran Bowles will have to hit that one a little bit deeper to try to bring Jesse Fishbaum home as the Red Sox try to scratch out some insurance here on this one-run game. This one hit to left field. Noel McGarry-Doyle backpedaling. This one is caught. The runner tags. Here's the throw. The throw is way offline. Not a good throw by McGarry-Doyle at all. And in to score is Jesse Fishbaum. It is a 9-9 game. Sorry, 10-8.
Left fielder, number 5, Taki Nakamura.
10-8 Red Sox is the score. My apologies. The scoreboard messed me up there. 10-8 Brantford as they add a run. Some insurance, and that was exactly what they were trying to do.
Well, checks the swing. Didn't go. It'll be 1-0 on a close pitch.
Bowles with the sac fly. That's exactly what he wanted to do in that situation. Get that ball deep. That one right into the glove of Brad Gravison. Doesn't waste any time. Makes the throw across in time for the out. So the Red Sox add one. It's 10-8 Brantford. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Brantford in the
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go 8 going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Carrington comes in, and the
Hard body, and that's
and the score is James Henderson, and the Baycats win.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp. See you this summer.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium for the bottom of the 8th inning in Baycats baseball. The 8th inning brought to you by Expedia Cruises in Barrie, Air, Land, and Sea Vacations.
Top of the order for the Baycats, trailing by 2 in the bottom of the 8th. McGarry-Doyle, Ejo, and Rodriguez all due up. This is a potent Baycat lineup, and they need to produce some runs here in these late innings to try to avoid Brantford's 3rd win of the season. It would be Brantford's 1st win against the Baycats.
Well, if you're looking for a rally, the top of the order is a pretty good place to start as Noel McGarry-Doyle leads off the inning for the Baycats.
And he shows bunt, pulls it back. As the pitch is inside as it brushes him back. 2-0 to Noel McGarry-Doyle. Sunday, July 9th is when these teams will meet again. That'll be a 2 p.m. start as the Baycats will make their first visit of the year to Arnold Anderson Stadium. Low and in, and McGarry-Doyle ahead 3-0 against reliever Noah Law. Law, the 5th pitcher for the Red Sox here today.
Yeah, and Law throwing pretty hard out there. That fastball reaching top digits and getting ahead of the count.
Taking all the way, and it's a strike as Law finds the plate.
If Noel McGarry-Doyle can find his way to first base, that'll bring up Kenise Ejo representing the tying run.
Chop to first. Burdette steps on the bag, 1 down. Well, the late innings have been a problem for the Red Sox this season. Last night, trailing Kitchener 4-2. Heading into the 6th inning, the bullpen couldn't keep it close. And as we mentioned, a staggering 9 errors in that ball game defensively for the Red Sox. Really helped things unravel there. And a lot of holes on this roster that need to be filled or improved. And pitching has looked a little bit thin at times, but some big late innings here. Sean Whiteley expecting his bullpen to step up big as they appeal at first, and he did not go. First base ump, Mackenzie Wright, ruling that Kinesijo had checked his swing.
Back-to-back breaking balls for Noah Law here. Perhaps wanting to trust something other than his fastball, which is pretty wild in the at-bat to McGarry Doyle.
Ejo still getting his feet wet here in Barrie this season. .250 average coming into today. They'd love for him to get hot and keep him in that number 2 spot in the lineup. Called strike, and it's 3-1.
Well, if you're the Baycats, you want to get that rally started with the 2, 3, 4 hitters right here before you're not in a tough one next inning.
Hit hard and through into center field. An absolute rocket right back at Law. Got out of the way. And that ball perfectly placed off the bat of Kinesijo. That had a little sizzle off it as it came off the bat, and it brings Starlin Rodriguez to the plate with 1 out of the 8th.
Rodriguez, representing the tying run, already has 3 home runs on the season, enters tonight's game batting .414. Crazy high average for the number 3 hitter this afternoon. And boy, would we love the 20th run of the ball game right here if he can send one over the fence.
Rodriguez today has reached base twice and scored. Baycats down by 2. Runner leads. Pitch on the way. Swings, and he drives it down the third base line. It's into left field. Ejo going to third, up with it, and firing it in is Nakamura. 2 in scoring position now for the Baycats.
Well, not only does that bring the tying run to second base, but it eliminates the double play and makes it so the force play is only at first base with 1 out in the inning. That is a huge advantage for the Baycats. And boy, the player of the game thus far for the Baycats is Ryan Rio as he steps to the plate with an opportunity to get not only a hat trick with 3 home runs, but also give the Baycats the lead if he can give them another long bomb here. And they're going to intentionally walk him to load the bases for Adam Odd. I mean, you hate to see it if you're a Baycats fan, but probably the smart move if you're Brantford. What do you think?
I'm not sure why you wouldn't walk him. Absolutely. He's killed you twice already. Left-handed bat.
Well, Adam Odd steps into the left side of the batter's box, and he himself has his own hat trick, a hat trick of 3 errors. And for Adam Odd, this would be a redemption right here if he can bring home 2 runs and tie the game for the Baycats.
Well, Odd a left-handed hitter as well, but Red Sox electing to go to Adam Odd instead of Ryan Rio. Rio with the 2 home runs already today. They're not going to let him get a third. And potentially a Baycat lead. Odd will take a pitch low. And a chance for him to atone for some defensive miscues today. Sets the stage for a big moment for him at the plate here this afternoon. 1 out of the inning. We're in the 8th. Here's the pitch. Hits this to center field, and it'll be caught by the left fielder. He might have broke his bat on that one. Didn't have nearly as much on it as I thought.
Definitely sounded like he broke his bat. If that bat stayed intact, I think we are looking at a tie ball game. Unfortunate there for Adam Odd. But that'll bring up the 6th hitter, Josh Cote, with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Arguably the biggest at-bat here for the Baycats tonight.
Come on, Josh.
2 out in the inning. Cote comes to the plate. He's reached base twice. Bases loaded.
Cote enters this afternoon with a .371 average and 2 home runs. A very qualified hitter at the plate for the Baycats.
And that bat that Adam Odd swung is being taken back to the Baycat clubhouse, and it is broken. I can see it over my right shoulder here. Intact, but you can see the splinter right down the middle there.
Well, it's 2-0 to Cote, a hitter's count. Gonna make the pitcher come to him.
Ejo, Rodriguez, and Rio all on base with 2 out in the 8th. Noah Law with the pitch. Outside, and the count is 3-0.
Would not be surprised if Cote is taking all the way. With another lefty on deck in Josh Tibbetts.
Cote the green light here. You know he's going to see a cookie on 3-0. Bases loaded. Why not? The way he's swinging the bat. Nowhere to put him, though. 3-0 pitch. He is taking all the way, and there it was. Fastball right down the middle. Now on 3-1, it changes your approach a little bit.
Definitely does, with not as much insurance.
I like to see hitters get a green light on that 3-0, but Cote realizing the situation and the importance of getting that run in. 10-8 the score, 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. What a pitch by Noah Law as he battles back, and the count is even. Or the count is full, 3-2.
Well, the at-bat couldn't get more tense. It's bases loaded, 2 outs, full count.
Jeremy Veilleux reminding everyone on defense of the situation here. Runners will be in motion. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Law's pitch, and it's foul to the right side, and it will be just on a play. Into the right field stands.
Lucky to get a piece of it there was Cote, and even more lucky that ball didn't fall into the first baseman's glove, as we'll reset at full count, bases loaded, and 2 outs. Baycats down 2 in the bottom of the 8th.
Ejo, Rodriguez, and Rio, the base runners. Noah Law to the belt. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4! Baycats get a run in the 8th as Kenise Ejo crosses home plate, and it's 10-9.
Well, as a hitter, you have to show some insane levels of discipline to take a low pitch, full count, 2 outs, and Cote showed some discipline there, as we're going to see Evan Souls come in to pinch run for Ryan Rio at second base, as he does represent the winning run.
At second base, number 46, Evan Souls.
Mound visit as the pitching coach comes out to talk to Noah Law. Looks like they're going to leave him in. We do have a left-hander warming in the Brantford bullpen.
Also looks like Barrie is going to elect to pinch hit for Josh Tibbetts and bring in Hayden Jaco. And a huge at-bat here. Jaco played DH against Kitchener Panthers 2 games ago.
I have to think there aren't too many arms left in that Red Sox bullpen, but left-hander is throwing as we speak. He won't face Hayden Jaco, though, the right-hander here, as the righty Noah Law will stand to face at least him.
Danny Howitt warming in the Red Sox pen.
So here's the situation. Rodriguez at third, Rio at second, Cote at first. The bases are loaded. Baycats with 1 run here in the 8th, looking for more. 10-9 Brantford. Hayden Jaco takes the first pitch inside, ball 1.
Let's go here.
Jaco in his first year with the Baycats, 26-year-old product of Coquitlam, BC. Second year in the IBL. Played for the league champion London Majors in 2021. Law with the 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes.
And if you're Hayden Jaco, it's hard not to want to play hero here and swing at a meatball down the middle. But good discipline brings the count to 2-0, and just trying to bring in 1 run at a time with a hitter's count here, 2-0.
Well, it was the same case with Josh Cote. You know that he wanted to drive in those runs, but he showed that patience that you were talking about and drew an important walk. And taking another pitch is Jaco, and the count is now 2-1.
I know. That's kind of why I was mentioning it to you. I knew you were good.
Any way you can get on with the bases loaded brings in a run, and the game-tying run at that. Huge at-bat here for Hayden Jaco.
Especially when your pitcher is having trouble finding the strike zone. 2-1 pitch, off speed, and he couldn't get it over. Very close pitch. 3-1 now, the count to Jaco.
Well, he's seen 4 pitches. He's taken all 4. You got to think that's somewhat of a strategy a design strategy from Hayden Jaco to make the pitcher come to him. And it worked for Josh Cote. We'll see if it works for Hayden Jaco.
Cote swung on his 3-1. Let's see what Jaco does. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled off. It's eerily similar at bat to the one with Cote. Cote was up 3-0 in his count. Jaco now with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. The runners will be in motion again. Noah Law facing Hayden Jaco. 2 outs in the 8th. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners in motion. The pitch. On the ground, over the mound. Second baseman picks it up and applies the tag for the out. Great job by Noah Law as he gets the ground ball. Kieran Bowles, right spot, right time, and the Baycats are retired. They score a run, and they make it a 10-9 ball game through 8 innings. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
With 3 men left on base.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
Two out, runners lead. There they go. Here's the pitch. This one rocked to right field.
Want to come to a Baycats game? Check out our tickets at barriebaycats.com.
Score at least 2. Tuck is in to score. Rio behind him. Brantford Red Sox leading the Barrie Baycats by a score of 10-9. Dylan Quinn, along with Julius, Hern, and Ben Davy, our entire Baycats TV crew, and what a nail-biter here at Vintage Throne Stadium today. If you're just joining us, Brantford Red Sox spotted a 7-run lead. Took that into the 3rd before the Baycats were able to get on the board. Brantford now currently clinging to a 10-9 lead here in the 9th. Reliever Brad Grieveson on for another inning of work. 3rd Baycat pitcher of the day. Emily Guerrero started this one, and this one is going to find the right spot right through and into left field. That one perfectly split Victor Plaz and Adam on.
Well, Ben, this game's had a little bit of everything. It's had errors, it's had hitting, it's had small ball, it's had great pitching, it's had questionable pitching, and we find ourselves somehow in the top of the 9th in a 1-run ball game. This game's looked like a blowout on multiple occasions, and not right now. Not right now. It is a 1-run ball game, and the pressure couldn't be more intense at the top of the 9th.
Runner does not go, and showing bunt is Gus Wilson, and the pitch was up high, and he fouled it off.
Grieveson has looked good.
I wonder if Brad maybe was expecting that bunt situation there, and that's why he put it up in the zone so that Wilson wasn't able to lay one down. We'll see what he does again here on the 0-1. But that was not a buntable pitch by Grieveson to Wilson. Is that a word, buntable? It was not a buntable pitch.
It is now.
And he does it again, and he lays this one down. Plaz picks it up, makes the throw across. Runner's going to go to 3rd. Nobody's there. Grieveson picks it up, makes the tag, not in time, makes another tag, and he didn't get him. His foot was still on the bag. What a job by Brad Grieveson, going all the way over to 3rd.
Get the dirt out of your eyes! And Josh Matlow jumps out of the dugout on that one to go talk with the third base umpire. Must not have got the tag on him and missed him. Seemed to have a pretty good view at it, but that ball was there in time.
Well, as they debate whether Grieveson got the tag on him or not, let me say I love that base running by Matthew Fabian, as he had the presence of mind to see that Plaz had to come way out of position to glove that ball, that bunt, pick it up off the grass, make the running throw. There was nobody at third base. Fabian saw it. Grieveson had to go running all the way over.
I think he missed the tag. I think he got past it.
And Grieveson actually tried twice, thinking maybe he might have come off the bag the second time, but wasn't able to get the call either time. That is a pivotal play here in this ninth inning.
Number 12, Jeremy.
Well, with only one out, a deep fly ball likely puts the Red Sox up 2.
And you know that if Brantford holds on today, the Baycats and their fans will be reviewing that play over and over and over again. And Josh Matlow out for a chat with first base ump Mackenzie Wright. And they are going to caucus here just to make sure all three umpires are on the same page, and maybe one of them saw something that the others didn't. You don't often see them reverse a call like this, though. Worth a try if you're Josh Matlow, but...
Well, it's exactly that. It's worth a try. If you're it's such a big play, that out would be huge for the Baycats and maybe turn this game around. Definitely turn around the momentum. And if you're Josh Matlow, what do you have to lose? It's always worth a shot to see if maybe another umpire saw something different and maybe you get that call reversed.
Well,
don't think we're going to see that here.
They're not going to reverse it. And Preston Hughes was in position, so you can't rule that he was, he was too far away or that his back was turned to the play. That wasn't the case at all.
No, you're absolutely right. He had a great view of that play, and if he says he's safe, then who are we to say sitting all the way up here in the booth?
The other thing that makes it hard for us as broadcasters and for the fans too, who like to think that they know the outcome of the call all the time, is that when a player slides in like that, there's a lot of dust, and you try to get a really clear view. You can imagine how hard it is even for the umpire standing right on top of the play.
Well, absolutely, and especially on that one, it can be such a tough play. It's such a crucial situation. It's a tough call for the umpire to make either way, as they're probably going to have some fans upset.
That one hit Vayu, and he's wringing out his wrist. Did he offer it the pitch, though?
Not really, no.
Hit him on the right wrist or hand.
Not really offer at it.
Well,
not a lot of bone, I think.
When that pitch hit him, I thought it was fouled off by the noise that it made, but
it's quite possible it hit the hand and the knob. It happens. Sean Whiteley out to make sure he's okay. He is. He'll trot down to first.
And
puts 2 on here with 1 out in the inning.
There's 2 ways to look at this if you're the Baycats. In one situation, you have another runner on base that represents a run that would put you up 3 runs. In the other situation you look at is the double play is now in order, and the double play gets you out of the inning. And with Christian Kazemka to the plate, this is a huge at-bat yet again.
First pitch fastball is inside. Now if the ball comes back to you and you're Brad Grieveson, you got to make a quick decision. Are you going to come home with it, or are you going to spin and try to turn 2? You got to turn 2 or that runner's going to score. Depends how hard the ball's hit. There's a lot of factors that go into that quick decision. Down the line foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Christian Kazemka has been a factor today. If you're just joining us, the former Baycat looking for a chance to get a little revenge against his former team. And he has been effective at the plate tonight. He has reached base 4 times, twice on errors, but has scored a couple of runs, including a big double in the top of the first inning. Helped Brantford get a 3-0 lead. Another one inside.
It is almost poetic that Christian Kazemka will be the hitter in such a crucial at-bat here, as he has been highlighted so much throughout this game.
Amazing how often you see situations like this come up in a ball game. On the ground to second. Jansen has one play. It's to first in time for the out. Another run scores. So Matthew Fabian crosses home plate with the 11th Red Sox run.
With a game like this, you'll take outs anyway. You can come by them, but tough to see that run across the plate. The lead now grows to 2.
Yeah, there was no other option for Owen Jansen. He didn't even have a play at shortstop there because that ball was hit so weakly. By the time it got to him, the only thing he could do was get the sure out at first. So it works out for the Red Sox as they add some insurance. 11-9 with 2 out in the 9th. This is Nick Burdett. Burdett has reached base just once today and scored. As mentioned, off to a bit of a slow start this year, hitting just 200. But a veteran who has a knack for coming through in clutch situations. Checks the swing and it goes back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Red Sox head to Christie Pitts tomorrow afternoon for a Father's Day game against the Maple Leafs. And these Baycats are in London tomorrow to wrap up the weekend.
Nothing like some Father's Day baseball.
Oh, love it. 1-1. Pitch. Burdett hits it high and deep to right field. It'll stay in the park, and the catch is made. Starlin Rodriguez ranging to his left for the final out of the 9th, and the Baycats trail by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's Brantford 11, Barrie 9. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Premier North Windows and Doors is a proud supporter of the Barrie Baycats, locally owned and operated and specializing in window replacement and door installation. Simcoe County's #1 choice for windows and doors. Classic Car Wash, customizing your car wash experience using high-quality products. Their team of experts will make sure your car is shining like new when you drive away. Give your car the VIP treatment it deserves at Classic Car Wash in Barrie. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Bottom of the 9th inning as the Baycats look to pull one out of the ashes here today. Down by 2.
And the 9th inning brought to you by Expedia Cruises in Barrie. Air, land, and sea vacations.
Noah Law on the mound for the Red Sox to try to finish this one off. Taking his warm-ups to a little Enter Sandman. And he will face Plaz, Jansen, and McGarry Doyle. First pitch swinging, and Plaz fouls it off.
And due up for the Baycats is Plaz, Jansen, and McGarry Doyle, as you mentioned. But for the Cats, you really don't want to waste these 2 8-9 hitters here, as getting a 2-out rally, anything can happen. But if you can start the inning with 2 runners on and turn over the order, make it much easier to come back and hopefully win this game.
No, 45, he's still in. Same guy.
Law, the 5th pitcher of the afternoon for the Red Sox. Sean Whiteley leaving the ball in his hand to close the door here today. Goes off speed and misses. Yeah, it's a 1-2 count.
Well,
This game has surpassed the 3-hour mark. Been a full afternoon of baseball here at the ballpark for these fans who have hung in here till the end. This one's fouled away.
Well, for Noah Law, it's all about changing speeds. We've seen him mix fastballs with slow curveballs and really mix both of those off-speed and fast pitches in both counts, hitters and pitcher. And for Plaz, in a 2-strike count, it's important to stay ahead of those pitches.
Stays alive 1-2. This is just his second appearance, and his only other outing was an inning of relief in the 22-7 loss to the Welland Jackfish. The Red Sox have been on the wrong end of some very lopsided scores already this season. So this has to be a big confidence boost for him to be in a situation here with a 2-run lead and the ball in his hand in the 9th inning. Chance for the Red Sox to win just their 3rd game of the season. Called strike 3 to Victor Plaz. 1-2 pitch froze him.
There's that curveball that was mentioned earlier as Plaz maybe expecting fastball and wasn't ready to adjust, and that's the first out of the inning for the Baycats.
Number 14, Owen Jansen.
So Owen Jansen to the plate, the number 9 hitter, but they like to think of him as kind of a secondary leadoff man, and maybe he can get things going here as the lineup turns back over to the top and McGarry Doyle on deck. He will see an at-bat here in this 9th. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it off down the first base line.
Well, you mentioned it, not the prototypical 9-hitter. Last season, Owen Jansen bat 357, my apologies, in 129 at-bats, also crushed 3 home runs and 2 triples to his name.
Arguably the Baycats' most valuable player at the plate last season. Very consistent start to finish. 1-1 the count to him here.
See that hanging curveball from Law. One of these hitters can sit on it.
Jansen hits it high to right field, pretty deep. Going back is Lupton at the track. He makes the catch.
Boy, that looked good off the bat, and we saw it last inning as the wind just bringing that ball in. Still made it close to the wall.
Left fielder number 95, Noel McGarry Doyle.
And the final bullet for the Baycats this afternoon will be left fielder Noel McGarry Doyle. Tying run on deck, and it's up to McGarry Doyle to keep it alive.
Third baseman comes in.
Yeah, Matthew Fabian came sprinting in on the grass there, thinking that Noel might lay down a bunt just to get on. The Baycats will need at least one runner on base here to keep this inning alive.
If I'm not mistaken, Miguel did drop a bunt his last at-bat.
Pitch from Law, and it's low.
Gary Doyle, my apologies.
Baycats with 2 wins coming into this game. They have not won 3 games in a row all season. And a loss today would interrupt that little streak that they were starting to build coming into this one. 2-0, and he's ahead of the count. 3 balls and no strikes.
Can't play hero ball if you're Noel McGarry Doyle. Most likely no green light here, as the home run doesn't do anything with the Baycats still. Will be down 1 run.
Pitch on the way. Called strike. Really good group of fans here still at Vintage Throne Stadium who've watched 3+ hours of baseball today and hoping the Baycats can mount a comeback here, trailing by 2 with 2 out in the 9th. This fan's pretty quiet right now, though. Swing and a miss. And the count is full. Kenise Ejo waiting on deck. McGarry Doyle was swinging for the fences there. 3-2, 2 out. Baycats down by 2. Noah Law with the pitch. On the ground and through into right field. Past a diving Nick Burdett. Up with it Lupton. And a single for Noel McGarry Doyle will bring Kenise Ejo to the plate.
Well, in that situation, the only goal has to be just get on base for Noel McGarry Doyle. And he did just that, bringing the tying run to the plate in Kenise Ejo. And with Starlin Rodriguez, followed by Ryan Rio on deck, any way that Kenise Ejo can get on base here will be huge for the Baycats in this bottom of the ninth with 2 outs.
Law has thrown 45 pitches, 25 strikes. Runner on 2 out. Pitch on the ground and foul. 6th plate appearance for Ejo this afternoon. He has reached base in all but one of them and has scored 2 runs. 11-9 Red Sox. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. Pretty quiet crowd right now, but they'll erupt if Ejo can keep this inning alive. And a balk has been called. And McGarry Doyle will move up 90 feet.
And that balk doesn't help the Baycats too much, as Noel McGarry Doyle is not the tying run or the winning run. And
see what happened there. Maybe he just did not come to a complete set position. I'm thinking that might have been what it was.
I would agree with that. But
it wasn't obvious to myself, but the first base umpire was right on that, Mackenzie Wright.
You're right. He called that immediately.
So that just adds another layer of drama to this situation. Ejo represents the tying run. Gary Doyle with a single and a balk to get into scoring position here with 2 out in the 9th. Noah Law approaching the 50-pitch mark. Righty-righty matchup. Law to the belt, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1-1-1.
Good take there by Ejo.
Starlin Rodriguez on deck, hopeful for an at-bat. He represents what would be the walk-off winning run. Ejo's got to keep the inning alive, though. 1-1 pitch on the ground and through into center field. They're going to round McGarry Doyle in from third, and he scores. And it is an 11-10 game on an RBI single by Kenise Ejo.
Well, if you wanted drama, you found it here on this June 17th and this Saturday afternoon at Vintage Throne Stadium. Let me set the table for you. It is 11-10. There have been 8 combined errors in this game. The lead has been steady for Brantford the entire game. But Barrie, with 2 outs away in the inning and a runner on first, now has Starlin Rodriguez, who has 3 home runs on the year and entered this game batting .414. He represents not the tying run, but the winning run. And with Ryan Rio on deck.
And you know Starlin is thinking about winning this game with 1 swing of the bat, and it would be great if he did. But the most important thing here is to keep this inning alive. And that is what you got to be mindful of at the plate in this situation. 11-10. Tying run at first. Pitch from Law. Down the third base side. Backhanded nicely by Fabian. The throw gets by the first baseman, Nick Burnett. Rounding third as Ejo, as the ball goes all the way to the fence. He scores and the game is tied. Into third base is Starlin Rodriguez. 11-11 in the 9th.
The Barrie Baycats, who have not been tied since the top of the first inning, are finally tied. 22 runs have crossed the plate this afternoon. And I forgot to mention, with Ryan Rio being pinch ran for, Evan Souls, a primary pitcher, will bat with 2 out and a runner on third.
Well, what a situation here with pitcher Evan Souls with the bat in his hands and the winning run 90 feet away. Takes the first pitch high.
Souls opts not to wear batting gloves as he will take this one bare skin. And if he can put that wood on the bat and send it to any gap in the field, Baycats will walk this one off.
And if you're Noah Law, you got to be mindful of this. Souls a pitcher. Just come right at him with strikes.
Hanging breaking ball there, does not find the zone. Souls does have 4 plate appearances. He managed 4 plate appearances in the previous season. Did not get a hit, however.
What a time for his first. 2-1 pitch on the way. Ball 3. I think in this case, Souls just wants to keep the inning alive.
Well, Noah Law, relief pitcher, has been out there for many innings of work. You got to think that arm's getting pretty tired. And if you're Evan Souls here, got to be thinking take.
Starlin Rodriguez at third base. The pitch. Ball 4. Evan Souls keeps the inning alive.
Well, I don't know about you, Ben, but my heart is racing. This game has been just unbelievable, to say the least. It's had a little bit of everything. And as we sit here tied 11-11 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, Adam Odd steps up to the plate. With a hat trick of errors in the game, this would be the only play that mattered for Adam Odd in the game, with runners on the corners and 2 outs, as he looks to walk it off for the Cats.
And we should recap for fans just tuning in. The reason Souls was at the plate was because he came on as a pinch runner for Ryan Rio. Odd first pitch swinging, and he fouls it off at the plate.
Odd, one of those players that changes his swing depending on the count. With 0 and 1 strikes, he likes to do a little bit of a golf swing and have a little bit of a bigger motion. But with 2 strikes, he chokes up. Only has 1 strike now, so we'll see if he can hit one far right here.
Law to Odd. High, and it's 1-1.
I take back what I said. Odd already motioning for his more compact swing here, not having the large leg kick and bringing that front leg in. Probably a smart decision if you're Adam Odd. With long ball, doesn't really matter. The winning run is on third base, and all you need is a small little hit to bring that runner in and win the game for the Baycats.
Now Souls at first base, I'm surprised we haven't seen him go yet, because you know the catcher is not going to throw down in this situation. Doesn't want to take too big of a lead, though, at first base. Pitch on the way from Law. Odd fouls it back to the screen.
Well,
1 and 2.
I totally agree with you, Ben. And Souls also is used as a pinch runner, as we saw with Ryan Rio. He does be used as a pinch runner to get a little bit of speed on the bases, so I would agree with you. Maybe take that bag and take out the force at second.
It's being held on right now by Nick Burdett. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, and it misses outside.
Law loves that hanging breaking ball. We've seen that so much tonight. Odd takes that. A tough take indeed, but
Noah Law has pitched so well this afternoon, but having trouble nailing this one down in the 9th inning. Baycats have tied it. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside, and the count is full.
Yet another full count, 2 outs, winning run situation for the Baycats.
Right-hander throwing in the Brantford bullpen. Law has thrown 59 pitches now, 31 strikes. Runners lead, 3-2, on the way, and it's back to the mound. Law makes the throw in time. Free baseball today here at Vintage Throne Stadium, as this one is going extras. It's the Red Sox 11, the Baycats 11. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ain't going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Carrington comes in, and the
Hard body, and that's
and the score is James Anderson, and the Baycats win.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
At Vintage Throne Stadium, and what a ball game it has been between the Brantford Red Sox and the Barrie Baycats. We go to the 10th. Brantford 11, Barrie 11.
The 10th inning for Brantford, center fielder number 20, Jesse Fishbach.
Red Sox led at one time in this game early on, 7-0 lead. 15 hits on each side. Baycats with 7 errors. And that really allowed Brantford to be in a position to be in the driver's seat this entire game going into the 9th inning, as they led every step of the way here today.
Well, what a game this has been. And I'm honestly left speechless with how this game has progressed. 9 combined errors, and since the bottom of the 7th inning.
And there should be a phantom runner at second base, and they're just trying to figure out who it's supposed to be. It's going to be Nick Burdett.
He was the last out in the top of the 9th.
Is that the word we're using? Phantom runner, ghost runner? I've heard of.
Phantom runner, ghost runner. I'm sure they both mean the same thing.
Ghost runner was the term we used when we were kids, when we didn't have enough players on the field and we had to have an imaginary runner on the bases. Not the case here, but it's just a matter of figuring out the right person. It's always the last batter from the previous inning. In this case, Nick Burdett, who flied out to end the 9th. The last out of the previous inning, which was Burdett in that case. So I guess it wouldn't necessarily be the last batter. It could be a pickoff or something like that. Fastball for a strike. 1-1. Brad Grieveson, pitcher of record here for the Baycats. Grieveson and Law. What a job of pitching by Noah Law in that 9th inning. Let's not lose sight of that. As things were starting to unravel, he was able to bear down and get the outs he needed. Foul back to the screen.
Grieveson out for another inning of work, as we see Chris Cox warming up in the Baycats pen. Thought manager Josh Matlow might bring him in here, but no, he trusts his guys. And Grieveson's been great this afternoon, despite a few earned runs allowed.
Pitch on the way. Fouled away again. Grieveson really paying no attention to that runner at second base, and that's really the best approach in extra innings.
I totally agree with that, Ben, as you can't really do much with that runner on second, and paying too much attention to him is probably going to hurt you in the long run with 0 outs in the inning.
If you give up a run, so be it, but you got to get the outs, and this one lifted to the second baseman. Catch is made by Owen Jansen. Runner stays put, 1 out in the inning. Great start to the 10th for Brad Grieveson.
Absolutely, a huge first out for the Baycats.
Number 17, Jarrett Lupton.
And the strategy in extra innings is also a little bit different depending on if you're home or away, because the Baycats will start next inning with a runner on second. And depending if they're up or down, that totally changes how you play and decide to walk it off.
Left field side, over near the bullpen. Bounces off the grass. Jake Lupton today has reached base all but once. And that was in the 8th inning when he flied out. Grieveson's offering. Third base. Plaz mishandles it, picks it up. No play.
Well, there's
8th error of the game for the Baycats.
Error number 8. 1 away from tying Brantford in their previous game.
Second baseman.
And Plaz has played well defensively today for the Baycats at third base. I believe that is his first error.
Was a defensive substitution after the injury in the 1st inning. And if there's one silver lining, the double play is in order to get the Baycats out of this inning, as well as the fact that the runner did not advance.
Called strike to Kieran Bowles. So Lupton has been on base 6 times today. Let's check that, 5 times. 5 of 6 at bats he's reached base. Bowles today looking for his first hit.
Bowles batting 176 on the year in 34 at-bats. Only has managed 6 hits, and the Red Sox are hoping he can find number 7 right here. Cats hoping to keep that number at 6.
All of the Red Sox have reached base today. Bowles is the only one who has yet to get a hit. Fouled over our heads, count 1 and 2.
Now, if you're Brad Grieveson here in a pitcher's count, you got to keep that ball in the infield and make sure that those runners don't advance and get rid of the force or the double play.
Grieveson to Bowles. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout. There's 2 down here in the 10th.
Huge strikeout there from Brad Grieveson, 2 outs, and that runner has not moved from second base.
Left fielder number 5.
And it'll bring up the 9-hitter.
Nakamura.
Taki Nakamura to the plate. He came on as a pinch hitter for Tyler Wilson Jr. midway through this ball game. 8 Barrie errors today, and I believe all but one of them have been infield errors. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Nakamura crowding that plate. He's right in on that plate in the batter's box. Glances off the top of his bat for a foul, and it's 0-2.
Well, a much-needed, excellent outing from Brad Grieveson, who struggled to start the year. But we're starting to see today the Brad Grieveson of last season, as he's 1 out away from giving the Baycats an excellent opportunity to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th.
Here comes the crowd. Grieveson set. 0-2. Chop to third. Plaz will apply the tag. Could have stepped on the bag as well, but instead, he tags out Nick Burdett for the 3rd out of the inning. High fives for Brad Grieveson as he comes off the mound, and the Baycats will try to win this one in the bottom of the 10th. Red Sox 11, Baycats 11. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
For Brantford in the 10th, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base.
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go 8 going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
Carrington comes in, and the
Hard body, and that's
and the score is James Anderson, and the Baycats win.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp. See you this summer.
Premier North Windows and Doors is a proud supporter of the Barrie Baycats, locally owned and operated, and specializing in window replacement and door installation. Simcoe County's #1 choice for windows and doors. Classic Car Wash, customizing your car wash experience using high-quality products. Their team of experts will make sure your car is shining like new when you drive away. Give your car the VIP treatment it deserves at Classic Car Wash in Barrie.
Here we go, bottom of the 10th inning. The Barrie Baycats looking to extend their win streak to 3. And what a battle it has been here this afternoon after trailing to the Brantford Red Sox 7-0. Chipping away. They had a 5-run 3rd inning to get back into the ball game, 3 in the 6th, and then 2 in the 9th to tie it, but couldn't plate the winning run. So this one will be decided in extras here this evening.
Well, for the first time in this ball game, the Baycats will hit with a tie game. Every time they've hit this inning, they've been down, as Adam Odd will be sent to second base.
Josh Cote at the plate, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Red Sox. It is Juan Adames.
Adames has pitched 1 2/3 innings this year with a 21.6 ERA.
Last worked June 10th in the Hamilton game, the 13-5 loss to the Cardinals. Worked 1 1/3. So it's fouled over our heads, and it's 1-1.
Well, interesting decision by Brantford, as a runner on first here means nothing, with Adam Odd representing the tying run and the only run that matters. As that ball is wild, and they'll send Odd to third.
Winning run 90 feet away as it sailed over the head of the catcher. And now the pressure really on Juan Adames.
Absolutely, as if they throw another wild pitch, it might be the game, depending on how fast they can gather it.
Winning run at third. It's Adam Odd. 11-11, bottom of the 10th. Adames, time is called. It was the first base ump calling time. Adames had started his delivery. He's not happy about that. Very late call. Second baseman now will come in for a chat. Kieran Bowles wants to talk to his pitcher. And I'm not sure who called time or why it was called, but
It probably started his wind up before he put the ball fly. I don't know.
the count will be 2-1 to Josh Cote. Baycats a swing away from sending these fans home happy. And now they are going to walk Cote. And you were surprised that they didn't do that earlier with a 2-1 count. Now they will.
I was, and I would even arguably, you might think about walking Jaco as well, and they are going to walk Jaco as they're going to load the bases here. Because those two runs, Cote and Jaco, don't really matter, as the Baycats are playing for one with a chance to walk it off. So the smart decision, a little bit of a late decision to make, as I thought they should have done it at the beginning of the inning, but nonetheless, bases are loaded. Only way to get out of it.
And the Baycat dugout really fired up that Victor Plaz is going to get a chance to win this game with a swing of the bat. They really got excited when they saw that the Red Sox were going to walk Cote and Jaco, and first pitch swinging, he fouls it off left side. Everybody in that Baycat dugout is standing outside the railing. Nobody's sitting in that dugout right now. They are hoping to run out onto the field and celebrate a game-winning RBI here. Pins and needles here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Adames with a pitch to Plaz, and it's high and in. 1-1, and that's the thing. When you walk two to load the bases, no margin for error here. You put one in the dirt and it goes to the backstop, the game is over. Or they walk him and the game is over. Plaz can just put the ball in play and try to get the runner in. Here's the pitch, low and outside, 2-1.
Victor Plaz, who started this game on the bench, came in as a defensive replacement after the injury in the first inning. Now has a chance here to walk it off at a 2-1 count. You mentioned the players standing. Some fans here also standing with the intensement and the excitement. Just, you can feel it in this building.
2-1 pitch. Blocked nicely by the catcher, Jeremy Veilleux. Couldn't let that one get away from him. Saved the game there. And it gives Juan Adames a chance to make a 3-1 pitch here. That ball had got by him and gone to the backstop. This game's over. Adam Odd at third base, that's all you need to know. Nobody out. 3-1 to Plaz. Swing and a miss. And Thomas comes right at him. And the count is full. Well, if you're Juan Adames, you really need a strikeout here or a pop-up. You can't let Plaz get a hold of one and hit a deep fly ball. Even a ground ball is risky here, unless it's a comebacker right to the mound. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs.
Brantford not out of it here, as there's a forced play at every base.
Adames' pitch. Foul back to the screen, and Plaz is staying alive.
You mentioned the comebackers. If that ball comes to the pitcher, there's a chance for a double play at home and then first, which would shake up this inning drastically. And it's really not over if you're the Brantford Red Sox here. Plaz has to do something at the plate. Can't go down swinging at a ball.
Adamas gets the sign. Comes set. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4! It's a walk-off walk as Adamad crosses home plate, and the Baycats have done it. After trailing 7-0 in this ball game, they pull it out in extra innings by a score of 12-11.
I'm speechless, Ben. I have no words to describe this game. Wow. 8 innings, 10 errors total in the game. This one needed 10 innings to complete. There were 23 runs. There were 2 home runs by Ryan Rio. There was a pitcher hitting. There was a walk-off on a walk. I have no words, but what a win for the Baycats in one of the most crazy games you will see this season in the IBL.
And a heartbreaker for Brantford is a 7-0 lead doesn't hold up. The Baycats offense is a little too much for Brantford here this afternoon. Despite making 8 errors in this game, the Baycats come from behind to win at 10 by a score of 12-11. Don't forget Father's Day tomorrow, and the Baycats at Labatt Park in London to take on the defending IBL champion Majors. 2 o'clock first pitch. And then we are back here on Thursday night for our next home game next week against the Toronto Maple Leafs. For Dylan Quinn, Julius Hern, Kendra Doyle, and everybody as part of our Baycats TV crew, I'm Ben Davy. Thanks for watching, and good evening from Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater.